Is what it do, everybody? How are we all doing on this wonderful Sunday evening we have here? I want to give you all a big warm welcome to the channel for this live stream here. If you like the music that was played, that was To the Rhythm of the Funk by Color from the album Color the Wild. Actually a pretty good album. One of the good things that I got from playing Little Literature Club, which, by the way, I did make a new Honest trailer for. That video will be coming out in the next couple of days. So keep an eye out for that. I'm also glad you all liked the new little starting soon screen that was made. Decided to spice things up a bit. Yes, Kiki is doing the Anka dance. Is very adorable. And you guys are gonna get used to seeing this for a while. So before we begin here, we're going to switch over to actually playing the mod itself. But before I start talking about the mod, I want to let you all know that the stream here will be brought to you by the new and improved DDMC. As you can see here, Doki Doki Modding Central is the new and improved modding platform dedicated to all things related to Doki Doki Literature Club and Doki Doki Literature Club modding, modding or creative affairs, things like that. Anything you need here in terms of mods, whether it be new features like Triple Trouble created by yours truly, mods that were made before the creation of the website, such as these mods listed here. Some of these are site exclusive, some of these are not. Some of these are YouTube mods, like this one here, like You Matter Too by Doki Senate. So if you're a DDLC content creator who makes their own mods for YouTube and you want to have them archived for the people to see, then you could go to the submission form, which is located at the very bottom of the page here, and you could submit your DDLC mods here, or you could submit DDLC assets or OCs as well, because in addition to looking after and wanting to archive mods, we also want to archive things like assets that people make, like CGs, backgrounds, music, OCs that people make, like so on and so forth. So if you guys want to become a part of, archiving DDLC, like DDLC mod media and DDLC media in general, so any and everybody could have access to these things, so nothing could be lost to time. Because if people put that much effort into making something, then at the very least, people should be able to appreciate the work that was done and the things that were created. So if you want to help out the cause, like I said, be sure to visit the website, submit any and all things that you see. We also have a subreddit, and we also have a Discord. And the Discord is also where the Q&A portion of this live stream will be taking place. So if you all want to join the DDMC Discord to talk to me and the others personally about about Triple Trouble itself, then the link to that will be in the description of the description of the live stream, or one of the moderators can post the link to the Discord server in the chat. So question: is there going to be a hotfix to the future because About keeps crashing as C and MC goes upstairs after breaking a lot of squares? I already addressed those issues of the Sonic and Tails show. I think I've patched the mod multiple times now. I've tested already. So I don't know why you're having that issue. If you could probably specify what kind of issue you're having, I probably might be able to see what might be going on your end. But from what I've tested, from what I've gathered, I haven't personally had any issues on either the Android port or the PC mod on my end. So, and now that the Discord link has been posted, let me pin that to the top of the chat here. And then we will join the others in the VC, patiently waiting for the stream to begin. And by God, we have a full house here. Alright, so enough talking about DDMC and all that stuff, because what you guys are really here for is for the mod itself. So let me unmute this. There we go. So at this point, we'll start from the beginning. Oh, right. I was streaming. Okay. All right, there you go. I hope you all can see that.
Hope no, it's good now. Oh, you didn't want to give any like details on like the menu and stuff, like aesthetics?
Oh, well, I mean, you're also welcome to speak up.
Okay. You didn't even really give time. You just kind of went straight into it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Pissy Pants over here. Okay.
It's a dev commentary. We can't just like skip portions of the dev.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you need to spend at least 30 minutes talking about the main menu here.
You know, look, there's a lot to
talk about how it changed from demo. Talk about how it changed from the demo to the full release. Talk about the aesthetic choices, the code.
Okay, look, there was a lot that went there was a lot that went into this. So we're gonna be here for hours, but okay. Well, at the very least, we'll start the main menu. So for those of you who did play the demo originally, you would have noticed that the main menu looks radically different from how it looks in the final release. There were a few reasons for that. Some not worth getting into, but the main reasons that we did want to do this is because we had a different idea for what we wanted to achieve with the main menu. Also, let me make sure I'm being heard, not over the music. So, but what we wanted to achieve with the main menu here is to recapture that mid 2000s vibe, particularly under the aesthetic of Frutiger Metro, which is what these little circles and splatterings behind Natsuki here and Sayori, Carl, and Kazia are supposed to represent here. Seeing how like a lot of the aesthetics of the mod were inspired from 90s, like, you know, MTV style with the graffiti to like early to mid 2000s, we wanted to capture that holistically from inside and out, which is ultimately what led us to redesign the menu here. This actually didn't take that long to do. I think this took us what, only one night to do, Xavier?
Yeah, it took one night to do that, and then the hardest part was actually trying to fuck around with the hearts in the background.
Yeah.
Because we tried to get them to go diagonally, but we just couldn't get that to work.
Yeah, it was really annoying to get it to loop in a way that was aesthetically pleasing, but it loops going from left to right aesthetically well. So we were just like, you know what, we will do it this way.
Yeah, so the front facelift is supposed to be, like Jay said, the Frutiger Metro style, because not only is it encapsulating the time period, but the whole mod itself surrounds the theming of real life events, as you can tell from the based on true story at the end in the credits. So it has a very nostalgic feel throughout it. So it, like you said, gets the holistic vibe. But Frutiger Metro, if you know, is commonly associated with like scholastic book fairs and stuff like that whole childhood feel. So it fits in with the whole school aesthetic as well. Also, if we go to the sub menu for the settings and stuff like that, this whole thing where people kept saying, this was around in the demo, where people kept saying it had a very heavy Persona vibe, is actually not Persona. It's similarly, it has like the Persona 5 kind of like blocky, jagged edge feel, but it's not Persona. It's heavily inspired by Dona Dona,
which is another sort of visual novel / action game that's very brightly colorful and things of that nature. So if you were to see the game Dona Dona Let's Do Bad Things Together, that's also where the tagline Let's Do Bad Things Together comes from. You can see a lot of inspiration from that game in the sub menu here, because I mean, to be fair, it's a very striking and very eye-catching poppy sort of design, and we thought that would be, and we did think that was a good fit for for the project as well. That's also why in the there's a special thanks and credits to Dona Dona at the end of the mod, as also another reference to Dona Dona within the mod itself, if some of you were keen enough to pay attention to that. And one more thing about the Fruitiger Metro before we begin is, if anyone's been to a Target or like a Marshalls or like a Scholastic Book Fair in the 2000s, you would have seen some folders that looked like this. So definitely, if you're old enough to be around that time in the mid 2000s, you'll definitely have that sort of whoa.
Yeah, and also going on that, someone in the comments of the stream just said, what time period is the universe of the mod? It's supposed to be around like 2017. But the thing is that because that's around where the true story happened, but the issue is that it's not really about the time period. It's more about the vibe, the nostalgic feel about it. Because of course you mature out of your life events, so just like pulling a very bold and aesthetically different feel with like Fruitiger Metro and all these different graffiti styles and trying to encapsulate like a whole wide spectrum of time, it's supposed to be something that you mature out of. So trying to go back to that feel is something only really someone that is older would quite grasp on the level that we were trying to portray.
And also the comment here on Discord itself saying, I had an interesting idea for the logo in the middle, make it a sort of audio visualizer for the song. That actually wouldn't be that difficult to do, believe it or not, but I do think that is a neat idea, actually, now that you bring it up. So I will say thank you for that. Thank you for that, Redacted. Hence the Despacito reference. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Jack. Spoilers. But yes, we did want to capture since this time period does take place in 2017, we did want to capture some of the feelings of 2017, as well as the aesthetic of like the 2000s in general. So I do think I would say we were successful in that regard. So there were also some features here that were different as well from the demo to the going forward to like the full release. So before I do this, let me make sure that this is okay. Make sure this is on. Okay, so
you need to make sure it's wrapped up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I'm not trying to get caught lacking, but as you can see, the gallery here was I managed to code all this in myself. The cards here looked a little bit different than the first concept I had, but I honestly think they look a lot better like this. So as you can see here, I made it so all the images will unlock as you progress through the story, and depending on which choices you make, you may not get all of the images or not. When you have the mod sensor mode turned on, you're gonna see all the images here are covered. One, it helps to cover all of your bases, and two, coding this was a nightmare, I'll be honest with you, because it was really hard to get it to only show things that should be censored but show everything else, and then when the censor mode is off, it'll show everything. That was really annoying. So this was a compromise where I was like, you know what, it works, we'll go with that. We're gonna go with that. And then we originally had the idea of having a music player so you could listen to the whole OST like while you have the mod open and everything. But then after the fact, Xavier and I were talking, I was like, you know what? Here's what we'll do instead. When you click on the OST button here, it'll take you to a page where you could see the mod on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and Bandcamp as well if you want to get the album for yourself. So either way, it accomplishes that goal just in a different way. Since the OST's been out for a while, we at least wanted to give everybody a chance to find where they could get it in whichever platform they want to listen to. Just especially so they're not limited to just listening to the mod itself. Honestly, how long has Triple Trouble taken you? Knowing that Red Moss has been out since like October 2022. I started working on Triple Trouble in 2021. Like this. December 2021 was when we first started the idea of this project. I was talking to a small group of people. This was before like I really knew Xavier like that. and we decided to start working on it in VC with just a simple Google Doc. Then it went from like December 2021. I messaged Xavier like January 2022 to see if he'd be interested in helping to make music for this, because this was right on the tail of Tropical Rain.
Yeah, it was right after TR, and like, just for perspective, it was as soon as the first scene is done in the rough draft.
So I reached out to him, and after a while, Xavier was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll." Now I know that this is for real. Yeah, I'll be willing to help out with this. So Xavier's been around since damn near the beginning of this thing, really. And I wanted it to be out 2023, obviously, but things
March
happen.
2023.
March 2023. Like I said in the demo, because the demo came out in November 2022, but stuff happened, and and not to mention that in addition to that, a lot of the work I had to do myself, and Xavier helped out when he could. He was also busy making the greatest OST that DDLC modding has ever seen, so that took a lot of time to do in that regard as well.
Yeah, an actual OST, not just a fucking compilation of songs from elsewhere.
And then last but not least, I had to work on the animatic to be featured in the mod itself, which took like 2 months to make.
Yeah, 2 months at the tail end of everything else being done. So figure if he was doing that since like the beginning, when he had time, it'd probably like not be as rough, but also it would be a huge additional time sink. So
it could this mod have came out earlier? Maybe. Did it come out at just the right time? I would say so. Especially since
we crammed like hell.
we did cram like hell. Especially since we wanted to get this out by New Year's. At one point,
did not happen.
If it wasn't for the animatic, it could have happened because everything else was done by then. But like I said, you either want things to be done right or you want them to be done quickly, and we wanted them to be done right. So, and people already be asking for a sequel. I know they've been asking for a sequel, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
We know how much people want to clap Yuri's cheeks. We know how much.
For now, though, I think now that we've gotten a chance to address like the main menu itself, which that in itself has a lot of history behind it, so I think now we can actually get to the actual story itself. So let's see here. Came out the mighty month of February. It sure did. The animatic was goated. Thank you. Well, see, the interesting thing about the animatic was the style of it was not because it was a cram. That was done intentionally because if anyone has seen JJK, and if you've seen like the ending credits for JJK, I actually did like how that looked, and that was ultimately what I went for. Also, like a big reason for that was one, the style was cool, and two, that was also for the sake of trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Because if I were to do it any other way, it would have taken me a little bit longer to do it, especially since I was doing all of that alone. And it's hard enough doing that on your own. So I had to do the best that I could. So a Yuri edition of Triple Trouble would be goated. I'm sure it would be. So anyway, here we are now with the start of the mod itself. So the warm late summer sun caresses my face. I remember this like it was yesterday because the script for Triple Trouble actually went through 2 drafts, and the second draft took probably about 3 months to make because that was written between January to like late March of 2022. And the first draft had 144 words. The second draft ended up being a total of 220 words. So it's kind of funny to see how the second draft ended up being a lot bigger than the first draft, but I think it worked out. It worked out really well because there were a lot of things that needed to be changed. Since in the first draft, Carl wasn't as much of a presence in the in the story as he is now.
Carl basically didn't exist. He showed up at the beginning, showed up at the end, kind of like a deadbeat dad. So we had more of him.
A big reason as to why that is because the first draft, I think in my opinion, was a lot more closer to like my actual experience than, since obviously spoilers since for the other VOD, but this is, if you've played the VOD, you would have seen the end credits, you would know that this is based off of a true story, that true story being my last year of high school. So the first draft, I believe, was written a little more closer to like my actual experiences. The second draft was written with some of the things we liked from the first draft, but also adjusting it as well. So we got to make more holistic use of other characters, as well as making things make more sense narratively and thematically as well.
And also, the rough draft, I can assure you, is a lot more sexual. If people had issue with this mod having sex before, they would actually like faint at the first draft.
I mean, if you want to look at the first draft, it's on Patreon. You all want to go take a look at that. Believe me, you'll be amazed how far the story has come from the first draft to now. So,
hello.
So that being said, I guess that will get into the actual story itself. The warm late summer sun caresses my face. I watch an orange leaf slowly fall from a nearby tree as I sit down on this decrepit wooden bench. I can't believe this is my last year at this place. Where is the time gone? Wanting to get away from the melancholic thoughts of graduating, I get off the bench and decide to make my way into the school building. Wait, you can't hear me? What do you mean you can't hear me? Can you not hear me on stream, or can you not hear me in on Discord? You can't hear Xavier either? Huh. Hello. Okay, so you said you can hear us now.
A single J stream without some sort of technical difficulty. I swear.
True.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna just read this. Wanting to get away from the how do you pronounce
melancholic thoughts of graduating. There you go.
Thoughts of graduating. I get off the bench and decide to make my way into the school building.
Thank you, Mario Doki fan for.
Oh, that's the mod, guys.
Suddenly, my brooding is interrupted by a fun-sized pink-haired girl who's chosen to block my path.
And this line here. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, wait. You guys still can't hear me.
Oh, wow. His Discord is like delayed. It is delayed.
It's like, that's crazy. Hold on. So you still okay? Like how? Okay, like how bad is it? Like I gotta know, how bad is it? Pretty bad. All right, hold on.
Commentary on the Hey Cock Muncher line.
Okay, there we go. Okay,
we'll get to it.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
there you go. I'm sure the stream could hear me fine, but Discord was throwing a
Hear you fine.
but Discord was throwing a bitch fit. So all right, there you go.
Okay, now give the devcom on "Hey Cock Muncher."
So the
Very
line,
significant devcom.
so the line used to be "Hey cocksucker," but after we got to know a certain comrade in the community, we decided to pay an homage to him and change the line from cocksucker to cockmuncher.
In fact, there's a lot of nods to other like Doki Doki YouTubers in here. Small bits.
Okay.
Because we pay attention to people and we actually pay attention to feedback that people give. We like to give back and show that, hey, we listen. We listen. This is us listening. Oh, no, this is fine as it is. Okay. So, is there anything else you wanted to add, Xavier, or you think that's good? That's good.
The only thing that we wish we could have added but couldn't find space for was the Tennessee Titans football team. But aside from that, everything else we gave our best shot at.
Yes.
Sequel. I still love these intros.
So I remember, like, I'm glad you do love the intros, though, Britter. Also, welcome. But I remember having the idea for those, like, basically since the VOD like started working development. I was like, okay.
That was actually one of the first major ATL transformations done in this project, other than the menu.
Because I thought it'd be really neat to like do little character intros for everybody, or for a lot of the main characters that was deemed necessary for, because obviously they're heavily inspired by Super Smash Brothers. You could tell because it even had the little Smash Brothers sound effect and everything. So I went ahead and decided to go about. They went through a lot of different iterations. At first, they looked a little more like the Smash intro stream, like Smash intro cards, but then we decided to take the more graffiti approach to it, the more graffiti aesthetic as well. Here, where you can see like the brick wall, the spray paint, the graffiti letters, and everything.
Yeah.
So for Natsuki's card here, actually, all this was done by hand. This isn't font. I hand made all those letters and put them in.
Can I ask why there's dog paws on the brick wall? Is it because she's a tramp?
I thought those were cat paws.
What paws anyway?
I'm now going to go back and look. So those are dog paws, or at least they look a little bit like stereotypical dog paws.
Well, the paws were because the color. I mean, pretty much because every part of the wall has like a little element that's supposed to represent each of the characters. You know, like the paws.
She's just a tramp.
Well, the paws were supposed to like talk more about like you know, like Datsuki's like cutesy side, because Datsuki, you know, likes animals, likes cats, and all that stuff.
Oh,
I mean, she's wearing a belt, so.
I thought it was because she liked to get on all fours. I thought it was.
Well, I mean, sheesh.
That dog in her, you know.
The collar though was a strong stylistic choice. It's one of the biggest mysteries of this project. No one knows why it's there. It just is.
Well, the idea of the choker was to signify a change in Natsuki's styling and appearances. Also, funnily enough, the real life version of Natsuki also wore chokers like this. So I didn't know that until after the fact. So that's actually a good little piece of a bit of attention to detail on my end.
So it really just kind of worked out.
Oh, exactly, it did.
There's a lot of things that kind of just worked out with this. So.
But at this point, when you get into the VOD, you're supposed to be like, so it's canon in DDLC? Exactly. But when you get to this point in the story, you're supposed to know that, okay, things are a little different here. Natsuki's missing her twin tails. She has a choker now. She's saying, it's like the first time you see her, she says, hey, cockmunch. You're like, oh, this is not your grandfather's Natsuki.
not your grandmother.
He's not the soft-spoken Natsuki we got to know in base DDLC.
Which is funny because Natsuki was never even soft-spoken in base DDLC. I don't even know where the heck people got that from. So, also,
Yeah,
Jay-
that's the biggest misinterpretation of a character I've ever seen.
It's almost like, well, she sometimes does, but she's only like slightly profane. Like I remember the Game Grumps playthrough was, I remember like when in the Act 2 when they were a little bit more heightened, she was like, I'm gonna leave, I gotta go take a piss, and Yuri was like, you shouldn't use such language.
Well,
And then
no,
the
that's
Game
not
Grumps
being
said,
soft
"It's not like I
spoken.
said, rip shit.
No, that's not being soft spoken. That like she's just brash, and like people that say she's soft spoken completely are misunderstanding
I
the
see what you
character. Yeah.
See, off topic, but I don't remember if it was your mod, but what's going on with the mod about some kind of sleepover with friends on it end up dying? I don't think I heard about it since 2022, 2023. I don't know what you're talking about because that does not happen in Triple Trouble.
Xanatos is just tripping. Don't worry about him.
I'm pretty sure that sounds oddly familiar to an idea that I've talked about, which I don't know how you got access to my mod ideas. What the hell? What's happening? My files are hacked and corrupted. This is
That's
to
crazy.
back everything up. What the fuck?
So, stunned by her brazenness, I met with a liveness that I try to hang on to as much as possible. Starting off the year strong, huh? Oh, please, we both know you'd be great at it. I sigh and roll my eyes at her lackluster attempt to provoke a reaction from me. What do you want, Natsuki?
Dick.
Yes, man. What the fuck?
No hesitation. No hesitation.
You just fucking dick.
Not. They know
Bro.
what they're looking for. They question.
Got his priorities straight, at least.
The cop side homework. The cop side homework, which is true. This is true because back in the day, we had computer science together. I was good at computer science. She was less good at computer science. So naturally, to help get by, she'd be like, "Hey, could you like help me with my homework?" And I'm like, "You know what? Since I'm such a nice guy, why not?"
No, amigo, we're gonna make it through, amigo. We're gonna make it.
Well, not today, but we will make it through.
I mean,
We're gonna survive. We'll survive.
I'm not planning on dying anytime soon, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be great.
I can't help but smile as I pull out my phone and share the document with her. It's been a year and you're still pulling the same crap. Bro, Jay's a nice guy confirmed. I'm a very nice guy redacted.
Yeah, he's such a r/nice guy.
It's a chill.
He's a nice guy, but he sure as hell finished last year.
Such a nice guy.
So this line here, this is supposed to signify, if it was hard for some people to tell, that this story is the idea is that this story would take place a year after the events of Act 1, you know, before we get to like the metatextual stuff of base DDLC. So like all the events are like when MC joined the club, when he met the girls, when he met Yuri, met Natsuki, met Syra for the first time, all the interactions between Natsuki and Yuri, those would have been the things that have taken place. And then the next school year, following some things that changed, you know, these characters to make them who they are off screen, brings us here to this day. You're never gonna change, are you? Which looking back on it now, this line says a lot. It really does say a lot. Natsuki punches
hey.
Yo, go
next
ahead.
level foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. See, this guy gets it. Natsuki punches my arm with a strength that I describe as above average, especially from a girl her size. You got a problem with that? I know you like your girls with some spice. Now,
Spice, the right word.
Now this didn't happen in real life. This was foreshadowing.
I wish that during like the end act where they're doing the play, they said they would say, I don't know if they did, but it'd be hilarious if they said, "Oh, I know that you like girls with a little bit of seasoning."
Why is she wearing a choker? The Hollow Knight, I answered this question already. 1 and 2. Xanatos, wait, you're planning to stream the entire game through multiple streams? Xanatos, this mod is 6 to 7 hours long. There is no way on God's green earth I'm going to get through the entire thing while giving commentary.
Speed run.
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, we were able to do a lot of it in one stream.
Brandon, that shit was almost 11 hours long. Anyway,
I'm not sitting here for 11 hours.
Damn it, Sayori. I try to walk ahead, but she grabs my arm and looks at me needily. What's up? She holds her arms out, opening her heart to me. Really?
Yeah, Jay, you know what?
What?
This dev commentary stream is going to be chalked up like a two best friends play stream. It's going to be like part 98 out of 260.
What's your next project?
What's my next project?
It's going to be like a Howie Babaca Let's Play.
So to answer your question, Grubhub, there are a few things I have that could be considered a quote next project. Right now, I'm trying to get back into making YouTube content again since I spent a good 6 months of not making YouTube content to work on Triple Trouble, which for what it was worth panned out because Triple Trouble was a very big success and I'm very happy for that. Speaking about that though, there's one mod, big mod that I have planned after this, which would be focused around Sayori. I don't know when we're gonna get back to working on that, but that's the project that Xavier and I are going to be working on. So if you like what Xavier and I were capable of doing here, then you'll be excited for the next project that Xavier and I will be working on in the future that's Sayori based. And then I'm supposed to be working on another project after that, which will most likely be my last major DDLC based project.
And those will have even more sexual content than this one.
Even more?
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, it's my lucky day.
Did you get inspired by other mods of making Triple Trouble? No, actually. Because really, I don't know why I would have, considering most of the story was based around my own life. That's really nothing I could have gotten from any other mod. Now, that being said, we do make some references to other mods and other events in Triple Trouble.
Okay, I gotta ask, Jay, does it help playing other mods and reading all that stuff you like? Does it help with the writing?
You know the issues with that? Playing more mods has made me realize how shit people are at writing mods. Like,
so
I've
true.
become way more jaded over the past four years I've been playing DDLC mods, and I'm just like, dog, people fucking suck at this. Ah!
Yeah, it makes you wonder why the fuck we even made an archive website for this shit.
Man, I literally asked.
Like, I don't want to be mean. Like, I really don't want to be mean. Truly. I mean this with as much sincerity as I possibly can. Not to dog on anybody. Because some people really do try their best. And I really appreciate that. I hope...
There's some really good stuff out there. It's not the majority.
Well, actually, piggybacking on that, because there are some really good mods out there. There's some mods that even in my jaded state, I'm like, you know what? These are really good projects. You know what the sad thing is? A lot of those projects don't get talked about. They get overshadowed by other projects that are mid at best, garbage at worst.
Yeah,
That's the biggest
that's
travesty out of them all. Also, the Hollow Knight, tell me what your idea is, brother. Tell me what your idea is. Go ahead. I see you spamming the chat. Just tell me what your idea is, brother.
Yeah, but like most mods are just, the thing is that we can't really pull inspiration from them because like we can like make references and like get an idea, but as far as like the using them as a reference on quality, that is not something that can be done because this community fosters positivity on the things that shouldn't be heavily incentivized for saying is peak. Like honestly, like a lot of people need to be more critical to help these amateur writers out instead of just love bombing them when they don't deserve it, and that's why we keep getting a cycle of shitty mods.
For instance, like a lot of the mods that people get recommended or get talked about have been like the same mods since 2018, with a handful of other ones that have came out fairly recently. As far as I've seen, Triple Trouble has been the first mod that's came out like very recently, with like in the last like 1 to 2 years, that people have actively like supported, hyped up, and are actually talking about and recommending to other people. You know how that's so hard for a lot of people to do. And
that's not even a fucking exaggeration. We've been here a while. That is not an exaggeration.
And also, very recently, there's a new popular thing where people are thinking that length equals quality.
Normal. Normal, I'm about to fall. Normal about to fall. Normal about to fall out of my chair.
Fucking bank account. Fucking bank account.
Everybody give Normal some love in the chat, bro. Everyone give Normal some love in the chat.
That's crazy, Normal. That's actually crazy. That's fuck. Dude,
everybody clap it up for Normal in the chat. Come on now, clap it up for Normal in the chat. Come on now, big W, some big money baller. Come on.
You know what? Just for that, we're changing Normal's name in the server.
Where do you get this at? Where do you get this money, bro?
Holy shit!
Hey! Don't worry about what Normal does with his money and his time. Okay.
Go donate to charity, bro.
He is donating to charity, the charity of me.
Money, bro. Don't worry about a man's
Normal is a big time saver.
He's donating to the charity of me.
Normal James, bro.
Normal James.
That's crazy.
Add a meme as a secret where the player hears the pizza guy saying, "Ayo, the pizza here," and the player tries to run down the stairs and breaks his ankle and falls down the stairs and breaks his legs and arms. Jeez.
Maybe in a different mod.
That's so extreme.
That would have been funny to put in the play scene. Anyways, what was I saying?
Huh?
I don't know what I think we were talking about mods and like how.
Yeah, we were talking about mod quality. Like quality.
Yeah, people have been thinking recently that length equals quality. If I see one more mod that's like 400,000 plus words, I'm gonna punch my monitor.
You know, the only thing to not have length equals quality recently is fucking you and Owen's fucking Clay got it before the needle drops, but you know what? That guy came out of fucking nowhere as an actual fucking writer, and people think it's good because it's something that's not made by the people in the community. So, I mean, go figure. But other than that,
I'm gonna specifically make it 399,909 words. I'm gonna tediously make sure that it's.
Dude, when we were playing through World of Dreams, I was dying. I was actually.
He was actually dying.
See, when I made the honest trailer, and at the end it said like, "Warning: this may mom may give you aneurysms, like blood clots and all that stuff." Like Jack was like, I was physically sick for 2 days after playing World of Dreams. So
I was. That mod gave me a headache. It gave me a stomach ache, and then my ears and eyes hurt for 2 whole days.
So Jay, can you explain to me the character of yours? I don't know if it's some kind of persona, typical mod character, or what. So Xanatos, I'm assuming you mean the MC of Triple Trouble. So if that's the case,
neither.
Then why did you pick Natsuki? Why that Doki out of the 4? Oh, that's a great question, brother.
Why did you have to ask that question? Why did you have to ask that?
We will get to that question, brother. But first, I'll answer Xanatos' question. The MC for Triple Trouble is, I mean, he's basically he's pretty much that. He's just the MC. Outside of a couple of things, like the fact that the MC is a black man with dreads. He's he's with his own distinct personality. He's just the standard MC that goes through the story, dealing with these very interesting characters here.
you tell him about the one guy?
You know what's really?
Give me a setting.
You know what's really interesting? Because like the original DDLC has like a white MC, and this technically takes place after like the first act or the first like meeting of like the DDLC. It's just like the interesting thought that he somehow changed races.
Oh, well,
within,
see,
like,
you
a year
see,
and no one brings it up.
Okay, you see what happened. What happened is this is the Suicide Squad thing where that MC was an imposter, and the real MC came back and got rid of the imposter.
So,
Really seems back.
bro, this
Oh my gosh,
Floyd
you
Laden
pulled the
confirmed.
fucking
Hey, yo, the
Rocksteady
Hollow
on
Knight.
us.
Oh, thank you,
man.
Hollow Knight. Thank you, Hollow Knight, for the dodo. Thank you. Hello, Gabriel. And the character in my Discord picture. Oh, the character in my Discord picture. Oh, that's just some. This is just Natsuki Fair that I saw that I thought was cute, and decided to make it my PFP for here anyway. But also, Grubhub, to answer your question, why Natsuki out of the 4? So, the real life version of Natsuki in Triple Trouble is basically like Natsuki in every conceivable form and fashion, except she had green eyes and brown hair. So, from that standpoint, it pretty much made sense to have Natsuki be the one in this situation. 2, the other reason why Natsuki would be like that from a character standpoint is because out of all the characters
Without naming names.
Because out of all the characters in Doki Doki Literature Club who would have went down this path, Natsuki's background with like her father, like the lack of attention she's gotten, being probably the most pathetic of all 4 of them. Not that she's actually pathetic, but in terms of like the external factors around her, would have led her to her psychological profiling would have led herself to fall down that path if a couple of things were if a couple of things were a little different. This story basically said, what happens if you take Natsuki from like base DDLC with the things that we've seen in Act 1 and a little bit of Act 2, and you just made a small amount of changes.
You just make her actually realistic with daddy issues.
That too,
Pretty
yes.
much.
That too.
and corny.
Also, thank you, Xavier, for answering Santos' multiple questions.
Well, it didn't help that Xanatos is an issue with asking questions.
Wow, calling him out.
No, I know Xanatos. Trying to fucking like get the exact thing he's trying to say in English is hard.
Oh,
So,
who's this guy? I don't even know how to say that name.
Yo, it's too much.
Yo, is that you, Nikki-chan? Is that your account?
Oh, that's that's Nicky. Yeah, that's Nicky. Well,
Anya.
well, Nicky,
I'm not even gonna-
thank you for the
sad.
the money. Thank you for the rubles as it
You know,
were.
now we will have to play ADS on
Thank
stream.
you for the rupees.
Thank you for the rupees. Yes. Also, hello, Mouse Potato. Not gonna lie, if I'd be running from her, if she acted like my wife, honestly. Sheesh. So, one side glance later, I stopped resisting and let her take me in. Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
I'm not resisting.
I wish we could say that in Radio Net.
That would be so funny. She grips me tightly, almost like she's not used to hugging someone in the first place. All Stars is a great song. Jay, agree with me on this? Yes, All Stars is a great song, The Hollow Knight. Yeah. I could get used to this.
Only agreeing.
Agree with me on this
Make money.
universal truth.
I was like, yes. Also,
Yeah, sure. You're still gonna donate the $10 though, right? Yeah, of course. All-Star's great. Yeah. PayPal's still working though, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Great song.
I was just wondering what got you into DDLC, Cyber's Outlet related to Triple Trouble. That's okay. Power 9 Lord Entertainment, my guy. You know, even with me for a while.
That's a
Thank you.
Doki-tuber.
He is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I heard you say that name, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that name. It's like, I'm having to comb through his content to do orders. Like, I know that guy.
So
He's in the server too.
He is, yes. He's been a big, active member too, which we love to see. Hey, Frosted. But to answer your question, Power Dive. Long story short, I got into DDLC because I watched the Game Grumps play back in 2017, and I haven't went back since then. I got into DLC modding because I watched Afro Zero play Exit Music back in 2018, and I decided to make my own content about it 2 years later. Also, shout out to my new editor in the chat, El Compro. He's one responsible for making the Honest trailers and helping out with some new content in the future. So give a warm welcome to my dude.
Oh, dope.
He also just finished editing the new Honest trailer that will be coming out tomorrow.
Yes, and I saw it. I saw it. It's pretty good. I saw it.
You would show it to me, fake friend.
He didn't even show it to me. I had to go out my way to watch it.
Oh, SMH shit to go out of here.
Wow.
Alright,
Let it be known, guys. JQilin Gaming is a fake friend.
Fake
I'm
friend.
fake. I'm a phony and a fraud. Yes.
The fraud.
Fake and a fraud, Spider-Man.
He's a menace.
Surprised by the familiar voice, Nat releases her grip on me and quickly heads towards the voice. Hey, babe.
It's him.
Kazia Mishima.
Oh my gosh, my boy!
Win.
The mutacious boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
So Ion is no longer
Kazia.
editor. Ion hasn't edited a video for me in like 2 years. That shit has long since passed.
You also haven't made many videos in like 2 years, so.
Anyway.
We'll just say there were some issues in the back end. We'll just say that.
So anyway, Kazia, the Butacious boyfriend. So as you can tell by Kazia's little card here, there's a massive comedy and tragedy because this story is a comedy and a tragedy in its own right. 1, 2, it shows
That's a joke how he gets cucked.
And 2, it also shows Kazia's more theatrical side of things and all the things that come with, theater in that regard. So Kazia himself is an interesting character because he's one of the first original characters that was created specifically for this project. And he went through a few redesigns himself before we got the version that you all got to know and love today.
I remember when he was a shitty outline PNG.
Emphasis on love. He's awesome.
Yes, if you've seen Britterk play through Triple Trouble, Britterk would be like, I love Kazia! Kazia's my favorite character! I would suck Kazia's toes! I love Kazia so much.
Whoa! I did not hear that part.
I didn't hear that part too, but it was kind of like a fever dream, honestly, every time he came on screen. I don't know what.
No, it's amazing how everyone that seems to play this mod just falls in love with the character of Kazia by the third act of the mod.
Yeah, at first they think he's an asshole, but yeah, everyone loves him by the end.
It's so crazy because at first I thought he was just the shittiest person, and then that just completely changed.
I mean, to be fair,
he didn't even do anything.
I mean, to be fair, if you had a feeling this guy was hooking up with your girlfriend, wouldn't you feel some type of way too? I know I would.
I mean, yeah, no, I would too. Yeah, I'd be an absolute asshole. But the fact that he
doesn't matter because Kazia's hot as fuck.
So obviously, as you can tell, Kazia is inspired by a real person, specifically the real life boyfriend of Natsuki at the time.
Sneak up.
There are some
differences. I saw a picture, and he looks 1-to-1 with Kazia. If you see the man in real life, be aware.
There are some differences that were taken between Kazia's interpretation and what happened in real life. Also, Hollow Knight just reminded me of something. Some people were asking about what this counter was up here. Also, if you do like the chibis here, I did make these myself, so you're welcome for that. There's also this right here, which is probably this is actually the first one that was made, and probably is one of my personal favorites. but this counter up here is basically how many times you enter the you launch the mod to play it, or as we've affectionately called it, the fuck counter. That's what we affectionately called it. Anyway, back to the mod. Also, Jay, did you watch K-Monger's review on Triple Trouble? I did.
We did.
I did watch K-Monger's review of Triple Trouble, as well as all of K-Monger's videos on Triple Trouble. And I appreciated what he had to say, and I even talked about it with him in DMs after the review was up.
How much did the mod cost to make? Grubhub asked. Do you want to specify?
How much did the mod cost to make? It cost... I'll tell you what. It cost more than an average DDLC mod would, but it costs less than it took to make Infinity Pens. I'll say that.
That's not exactly a hard thing to do.
I'll say that much.
Okay. It costs a fraction of Infinity Pens. There. Like 1/8 of Infinity Pens.
Again, not exactly hard to do.
because I had to pay Xavier for making the soundtrack, and I paid him well. I had to pay Prox to help make the CGs.
Paid me a lot more than he had to.
I had to pay Prox for the CGs. I had to pay Stormblaze to make like the sprites. I had to pay our other friend Polygon Sexual to help make some other images that you all would know and love from the mod itself. So, and there's some cost. I could have spent more money on this, but a lot of those costs I took on myself because I did a lot of the work.
That is true.
So, is there like a normal budget that should be expected when making a mod?
No.
Like this?
Honestly, well,
no.
If you want to make something like the caliber of Triple Trouble, one that requires a clear. Okay, yes. If you want to make something like to the caliber of Triple Trouble, you will be spending some money. Yes, there's no doubt about it. If you were to make something a little more low tech, then it shouldn't really cost you that much. Heck, Don Quixote made Pages of Life for free 99, and he prides himself on, I spent not 1 cent making this DDLC mod. So
hey, I didn't spend a cent making Sigma Club either. So.
As someone who's made a handful of mods though, and this is just like advice for anyone hoping to get into modding, which if you are hoping on doing that, you can join the server to get some help with that.
And look at the website for resources.
Yeah, look at the website for resources too, and inspiration. Anyway, if you're getting started in DDLC modding, go into it with the plan on not spending a single cent, because that's the best way to learn, using what's at your disposal. But if you have a clear creative vision where you know that you're going to need something that is only wholly unique to you, at least expect to spend a minimum of $100 USD.
Let me see something real quick.
That's like saying I got a single cent though.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So how much times did how many years, I'll keep stuttering for some reason.
Take your time. Take your time. It's okay.
He's shy.
How many days took you to make this mod? Like, this is a great mod and all, but how many days took you to make it?
Too long.
Like I said, I started
at least like 3 days.
Like I said, I started working on this mod. Like I said, I started working on this December of 2021, and I released it February of 2024. So it took. So it took at least It took at least 2 years, if not going on 3 years to make this mod.
Mod making is a timely venture. You're going to need to have a lot of patience, a lot of practice, and a lot of time to spend. Like for me, just doing the music, not even helping with the code, not even helping with some like menu choices, art assets, stuff like that. Some writing either. Just doing the music took me from the moment I got joined onto the project to literally the Christmas weekend or Christmas week. I was still making new music on Christmas Eve.
The last track for the last track of the OST was made like exactly
on
like
Christmas
a couple
Eve.
weeks before Christmas. Yeah.
Because fun fact.
Okay.
The last track to be made for the soundtrack was Skank. Skank was specifically made on Christmas Eve in about 4 hours because we had to scrap on that scene where you're breaking up with Natsuki for the first time, where she gets her ass grabbed by Carl. Was specifically supposed to have a cover of Just a Friend by Biz Markie playing.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Well,
get
we had
that
to scrap it.
Yeah, we couldn't get that to work. So Xavier had to workshop something, which honestly ended up being probably one of my favorite tracks in the OST. But it also just goes to show that because Xavier really perfected his craft over the two and a quarter years that was spent working on this mod. So obviously with each track that he made, he got better and better and better. And we got what we have here.
You talking?
So
continue talking.
Oh, Mouse Potato also said, I've heard the soundtrack, and no matter how much you paid Xavier for it, it was worth it. So thank you for that,
thank you for the compliment, Mouse.
Yeah,
but yeah, just point being said, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. So if you're going to go into modding, don't expect to have everything done the way you want it right from the onset.
Especially
you might have to spend some money, you might have to go out of your way. Yeah, start small and then build up to a long project. No reason to be big.
Because the issue with Triple Trouble is that it took so long to come out because the story is as long as it is. Like, the shorter the mod is, typically the quicker you could release it, which is why a lot of people would release something that's maybe like 30 minutes to an hour long.
So like, how is it going with your lives today?
Dumb.
I mean, weather, man.
I mean, life is great now for me. Now that Triple Trouble's out, I see people enjoying the mod and everything. I'm great.
You want to know the crazy thing?
Jay like stressing about it over the past like 3 years. So
he's
doing a lot better.
Hey, here's a story. So I'm with my brother, right?
Okay. My question is, how long is the story?
Yeah, because we're doing DevCon right here, not a live con.
About like 3 seconds, like 30 seconds.
All
so
right, make it quick.
I'm with my brother, right? Trying to go to sleep, right? And his girlfriend came into the room and started yelling about some ice. So sometime later, she kicked us out of the apartment. I called my mom, and she picked me up. I got so furious about that. So I got so furious. I started hitting my pillow for the reason. I started hitting my pillow for a lot of people. So I hit my pillow. A lot of people.
Okay.
I have no fucking idea what the hell you just said.
Is that just...
What?
Is this what getting high feels like? Is that what's happening right now?
Never in my life.
I'm pretty sure I'm just tripping.
John, you're special. Never leave this earth.
Thank you for that story, brother. I appreciate it.
Too many gummies.
What just happened? I'm so
wow, that was crazy. We've been here for
sometimes it's just better not to ask. It's just...
Dog, we've been here for an hour. We haven't even got past the fucking hook, my dude. Damn.
Okay, let's try to get past the first scene. Let's try to get past the first scene.
I'm just gonna leave so you guys can do it without me interrupting.
No,
you weren't even interrupting that much, really. So you can stay.
Excuse me.
Plus, I want to go play Ready or Not.
So. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, go do that.
Yeah. Real reason is just like I don't really give a shit if I interrupt. I just do what I do.
What are you doing? Worrying about him?
I have a question.
I'm right. Oh, what's up? What's your question?
Sorry. So, how long did it take before, like, when you conceptualized the mod for an idea to how long was it till the script was finished for the mod?
Well, see, considering that this was a story that is now 7 years in the making, it didn't take me that long to...
7 years?
Yes, because all this happened...
True story.
Because all this happened my last year of high school, which was 2017. So, since I had 7 years to think about this story, it didn't take long for me to conceptualize this idea and make it into a script. Like I said, it took me 4 months to make 2 drafts. So
that explains the ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do my
Sorry,
stuff right quick.
Don't blame him. He can't help how pretty I am. The facade of confidence does his job as I steal a laugh from the recently coupled up couple. You're indeed quite handsome, Jay. Any chance I get to set my eyes on you, I cherish it. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very
Not
much.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna.
Uh-huh.
News
I
today.
would. I would. I would. I would.
That's
Look,
crazy.
look. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out here.
Can we get
I
that
would
in
literally
writing?
run away from her. I swear to God. If she start out like that with a collar around her neck, I'll be like, nah, nah.
It's a
bye.
fashion. It's fashion
Screw that shit.
forward. It's fashion forward, bro.
Nah. This is Joker. This is Joker, bro.
Anyway, yeah, I'll see you
ain't
during
dealing with
lunch. Totes.
Dealing
Totes
with that.
McGee, bro. Daski gives Kazia an extremely tight hug, even giving a built man like him a hard time. With a quick peck on the cheek, Kazia strolls away with an extra pep in his step after getting some sweet loving from Natsuki. Good for him, I guess. She strays away from my side as figuring out where to go now takes up my mind. Jay! Huh? He stands by the school's large entryway, holding the door open. Ladies first. Are you saying you're not a lady? Desky reddens up and violently snaps her neck away from me. This is pretty true to life, by the way, this interaction. Just go in, you big dummy. Yeah, I'm coming. That's what he said. This is very true to life. You wish.
I think you could, G.
So here's the little anime like title drop for Triple Trouble. I made this back in when the demo came out. This used to be longer, but I got feedback from the demo where people were like, "The title card's too long. It's boring." I'm like, "Well, sheesh, fine. I'll make it shorter." Also, Brennick was the only person to notice this, but the spray can itself actually spins around. The can still spins around. Brennick was the only person to mention this, and I appreciate it.
I noticed it like long before the demo.
Okay, well, motherfucker, I don't know. You helped me make the project. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people who didn't help me make the project.
Fun fact: the song for the club anniversary was the first one ever made.
Here's a fun fact. My profile picture is like from Roblox.
Thank you.
Cool story.
Fun
Thank you.
fact, my profile picture that I made with the
Alright, by redacted.
Fortnite logo, and I hate it.
Fun
That
fact.
was pretty cool.
That
It was a
everybody
very
is
neat
gay.
to have the funnel spin.
God, I gotta ask you a question, my guy. You actually high right now, sad.
I am high.
Are you
Okay, that explains it.
right
That
now?
explains it.
I am high in the clouds.
Based.
You're high in
He's
the
on
clouds,
cloud nine.
like the head in the clouds.
Just need to get llama
So-
in here.
Oh,
So-
that's cool.
Trying
So
to snort some gasoline? What's happening?
so
Drink
this
some
scene
gasoline.
So this scene here didn't exist at first because in the first draft, this scene was skipped over entirely, and we
What?
went.
This is not my name.
It was pretty much because when this scene was started getting written out, it was at the end when Monica tells Natsuki and MC bye, and then they go for the walk home. But then later on, we wanted to do something here where we actually establish the characters to establish the dynamic of the club itself. And we figured what way to do that than to have them celebrate the club anniversary of MC, which, if you notice by the title card that came up before September 22nd, that was the day that base DDLC came out. So, I wanted to have that nice little attention to detail that the club anniversary happened on the day that DDLC was released.
What?
Was it September 21st? I thought it was September 22nd.
Everyone stop talking for a minute.
But if it was September 21st, then the club didn't meet that. The club didn't meet that day, so let's celebrate the next day.
Hey, come back, bro.
Oh, did I cut out again? Damn. All right.
Hey, where you at?
Okay. We just need to hold on.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Am I back now? Am I back
Yep,
now?
he's back.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I guess Discord.
this
I guess
is gonna
Discord
happen
can't handle how
periodically.
based you guys are because there's so many of you here. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, so this scene was interesting. So this scene was interesting for the.
As they were
Never
saying,
mind. It was September 22nd. Ha! Ha!
I'm gonna hit the squad.
Wait, doesn't that mean that is Monica's birthday?
Oh,
Stop.
Everyone says that.
Oh,
It's all the girl's birthday, bro. Since when did Monica?
You know what?
Since when did Monica
Jay.
become queen of the world?
Jay,
Yes,
hear me out.
yes, my high
Hear
friend.
me
I
out.
mean,
I would actually slap Monica across her damn face. I'm not capping.
You
I'm
know,
not capping.
a lot of people
Okay.
feel that. A lot of
So
people
would
feel that
anybody
way.
else
I do
if
not
they
blame
had
you.
common sense.
People are gonna be like,
Yeah, line a little bit.
Hey, Jay, I have a question for you.
What's your question? What's your question?
What? So for the story, what made you choose Natsuki specifically, and why wasn't it not like couldn't be another character?
I answered this question already, but
Yeah, it already got
Oh
answered.
I tuned in late, so.
Okay, the TLDR is Natsuki was the most fitting for this, and Natsuki's real life counterpart was just like her, except she had brown hair and green eyes.
Just imagine Natsuki in real life, you'd be so annoyed.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, hell, if either any of them came into real life, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't complain. But
No complaints about that on my behalf.
everyone came in real life.
So
If any girl in that being in real life, I'm running.
I don't know about that, Slim Jim. I don't know about that.
I mean,
Nah.
but-
Nuh-uh.
I want to talk
running
about more
out
of
the
the
house.
scene as we go on, but I do love this scene for what it does for the rest of the story. So, surprise. Also, one thing I will say though right now is some people did talk about like, did you get inspired from other mods and things like that? I'll say this. So you notice how Monica has bags under her eyes here? She originally didn't have bags under her eyes, but she always was supposed to be a very tired character because her story is that she gets little to no sleep because she was working so hard.
Yeah, people think she's just a bitch. No, she's just tired.
She's just very sleep deprived. But after we played through one of the greatest DDLC mods ever made, /J/S,
Wait, which one?
Salvation Remake.
Oh, right.
We noticed that Monica had some bags under her eyes in Salvation Remake, so we were like, you know what? I think adding that extra
Let's just steal
detail would help people realize how tired Monica truly is. So
But,
that's why we did it.
Did Monica
Uh-huh.
have the
Go on.
I honestly just thought she looked old, honestly.
Oh, fuck this shit.
One of the greatest DDLC
That's fair.
mods ever made.
Also, who's watching me in the background?
Yeah, nah, it's it's
like, where's the-
John.
where's
So
the-
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm gonna just mute him real quick so the feedback doesn't go through.
All right, thank you. You were gonna say, Bernard?
No, I was asking the same thing. I was like, who's watching it like so close
Oh,
with their
okay.
mics picking
Yeah.
it up? 'Cause I'm hearing that feedback.
I was stunned.
Yeah,
by
I
the-
was just gonna ask.
Yeah, that was really weird, but thankfully we figured it out. I'm stunned by the overwhelming flood of affection, but I accept it readily. You guys. However, a thought occurs to me. What's this for? We're celebrating your 1-year club anniversary. Sayori, ride or die. That was also done by hand, actually. I believe that I think Sayori's was the first one that was actually finished. And Sayori's bubble lettering and all that was done by hand as well. It actually was a lot of fun coming up with everybody's talent cards and everything, so that was cool. What's with the banners though? I don't get why they're in Japanese.
When I get the time, I'm gonna figure out how you did that, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna have the stupidest fucking taglines. It's like, Yuri, emotionally unavailable. Like, I don't.
I mean, I could explain to you how to do it later. It's not as difficult as you think it is. It just requires some time and patience. So this line here, this wasn't in the original like draft. This was just to justify why there's Japanese.
Yeah, I think I was the one that
Yeah.
initially suggested that. because I was like, wait, why are you using that? Is there no replacement? And we're like, no, there is no replacement. So it's like, okay, we need to justify this somehow.
What was the original draft going to be about? It was pretty much this. Just we made some radical changes. But yeah, we wanted to justify there being Japanese banners here because we wanted it to look like a little party, you know, since they're celebrating the club anniversary. We just want things to make sense, especially since later on in the VOD, MC is like, we're not in Japan. You can't just say that. And they're like, okay, well, if we're not in Japan, why do they have Japanese writing? Well, we had to work out that little loophole there.
Was the
Come on,
demo
we're
part of
writers.
the
We can
first
come up with an
draft as
excuse,
well?
right?
The demo was pretty much just the first. All right, Normal, but the demo was pretty much the first hour and a half of the full mod, with a few changes made after the fact.
Yeah, we basically went through and like fixed up all the animations, some typos, some other things. It's not majorly different, but like it's different enough.
It was different enough that it warranted actually going through it again to experience it, because it actually made things better than how things were demo-wise. Why are they not in Japan? That threw me off. Well, honestly, because
Everyone fucking argues with me on that.
Honestly, because the thing is, the story, like the location itself, doesn't really matter. Like this kind of story could happen. This story could happen like anywhere around the world, because this kind of thing happens to anybody around the world. And plus, in base DDLC anyway. In base DLC anyway, hold on. In base DLC anyway, you don't even know where base DDLC takes place. You're led to believe it may take place in Japan because, you know, they have Japanese names and they all wear school uniforms and things like that. But you never actually
But they
know.
don't actually say it.
Yeah, they don't actually say where DDLC takes place because it never mattered.
I imagine it will take place somewhere between 2021 or 2022.
Plot twisted. It takes place in South Africa.
Like, yeah,
Well,
it's like, I think it takes place in Indonesia.
Well, here's the thing too, is that because like when you think about it too, the way that all the characters act, it doesn't have like that Asian formality behind it. Two, the racial element would make it a little weird having it in Japan because like culture differences. And three, and this is a fun fact. This isn't even about the mod really. When we published the demo and we're getting feedback on it, people like, you know how people like come saying, oh, can we do translations, can we port it? We got a lot of feedback from the Chinese community saying they were excited for the interracial romance, which is completely different than you would
My
expect.
girlfriend just closed the door on me.
That is interesting, actually. I don't think you told me that.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
we
Lord.
were like, what the hell is the Chinese wanting the interracial romance
I
for?
might be away for a little bit.
Okay.
God, I gotta take care of
I'm really
thing is-
behind while playing the mod. No, go ahead, Bernard, you were saying.
I'm back.
It's interesting you bring it
I'm
up because
back.
when I first started making stories, I wanted to implement some of the knowledge I know about like the medical field and some of the law field because I've had to study it for school.
Mhm.
And I did that, and they were like, "This is so weird. It's like this is all just American laws. Why isn't it based on Japanese law? This is bullshit." And they were really mad because it wasn't like completely iterated in Japanese. And I was like, "Well, first off, I'm not even trying to tell you that this is American. It's just I always felt like it was like Ace Attorney, where it's like a weird mesh
Hybrid.
of the two, like a hybrid." But
Wait.
They were very unhappy with it, so later on, I made a mod that included the character of Uncle Sam from the fucking World War II promotions.
Oh.
And he was trying to
Wait, wait,
recruit
wait.
the characters to the draft
I have one
for
idea.
an army. And then then they're like, "Wait, are we even in America? Why would he be doing this?" And then like Sari says, "Well, you know, it's not very clear."
That's funny, actually.
Yeah, but really, like, it's more just a gaff on like the fact that we had to use that background because it's the only one drawn in existence that has some sort of celebration in the club room. It's more a gaff on that and the fact that the location really doesn't matter at the end of the day. So really, if people get picky because it's supposed to be a Japanese-based thing and they're not in Japan, then that's kind of their issue.
Well, we really haven't had people complain about that, so that's not like the end of the world. But we just wanted to bring that up as just a fun fact. So
We have had issues with other
We have had so many issues.
This was a last minute thing. He had to use the leftover banners from Culture Day. But hey, at least they're colorful. Yeah, I'll give you that, Sayori. Guess what else? We even got a special guest who's calling in. Is that right? Have I really been in the club for a year? Give or take a few months. Monica, all ambition, no inhibition. And boy howdy, is that such a true statement. We really leaned into the no inhibition. Is there anything you would change about the mod with what everyone said? All right, John, I'll let you go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, John. Yep.
I got my idea.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so the Dokis in Black Ops 2 Origins.
Okay. What else?
Well, so the story gonna be like Monica was basically with the code in the game, so she accidentally transferred the Dokis over to Origins. Well, not but Black Ops 2 and put them in Origins, so they have to survive until they can free Samantha or just reach round 20.
Oh, reach round 20. Okay, that's a good goal. When do you think you're gonna? What's the timeline? When are you gonna release that?
And Monica will have the wind staff. Masaki will have the ice staff. Yuri gonna have the maybe the fire staff, and Yuri gonna have the lightning staff.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. When's it coming out, bro?
Oh, that's
yeah. When's it coming out? When's it coming out, John?
I gotta play this.
I was hoping y'all gonna make it.
I see. Okay.
Because
anyway,
my laptop is broken.
Okay. Anyway, Jay, answer Grubhub's question. Is there anything you would change with the feedback you were given post-release?
My phone about to die.
Well, some feedback that I've gotten was from Bridurk himself, where he was like, "You should have given title cards to like the mom and the dad," and I was like, you know, if I really cared enough to go make a patch just for that, I probably would do that. Other things I could do, maybe make a patch just to fix some of the typos and everything. But other than that, most of the feedback that we've gotten in good faith has been pretty positive, and has been pretty positive for the mod overall. And overall I feel pretty confident with what we accomplished here. There really isn't much I think I would have changed from what we did, especially since everything we did, we put a lot of thought into doing it in the first place. So
we have gotten some feedback from people saying, "I'm not racist, but."
What the fuck?
No, oh God.
Oh yeah, we did get feedback like that, yes, which is hysterical. They wanted specifically a option in the settings where you could change the skin color from black to white, so all the CGs change as well, because they want to get more immersed in it.
Racist.
Why do you need that much immersion?
But
I have no clue, because the MC is just supposed to be someone you see the story through. You're not supposed to be like, oh,
yeah, I mean,
the MC looks like me, therefore I feel more invested in the story. Like, I played a lot of DDLC mods where the MC never looked like me, but I still like the story. That still never stopped me from enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm not black, but I still liked it.
Did Braithen give that criticism? No. Braithen did not give that criticism.
Man, I wish.
Are they just like, I can't masturbate to this CG because it's black? Like, is that what they were saying? Like,
well,
oh my gosh, I can't just get off if it's not looking like me.
Well,
like,
they were thinking it. They didn't want to say it, but they were thinking it.
Yeah, they didn't want to externalize their internal racism.
CG and a DDLC mod. I don't know. You want to be like, oh, look at this story about this fucking weeb who can't make an accurate decision in his life. He looks just like me. I relate so much to how he can't function as a human being.
So why is the MC black? Honestly, I did it just to make something different. Because honestly, how often do you hear about a DDLC mod that has an MC that looks different? Never.
Yeah.
So I figured
piss people off.
Yeah, just forget the fact that Jay's black. That doesn't. That might be a thing, and it might be.
Wait,
It might
for
be
real?
based.
Okay.
Jay's black. It might be on a true story. It might be on a true story about him. It might be a self-insert. It might not be. But it was because it was different.
Because here's the thing. Some people want to be like, "Oh, this is just a self-insert." Believe me, if I wanted to make this a self-insert, I could have went a lot further than I did. The main reason I did it was because he was black was just because honestly, I just wanted to do something different, and a lot of people really that resonated with a lot of people too. So, which honestly I'm all for. Because truth be told, this story, there's so many people who could relate to the story that the MC could be a green Martian, and you'd still be able to relate to the story well, because this is something that happens to a lot of people.
I'm not black, but I do kind of relate to this.
Yeah, like honestly, like my first reaction when Jay let me like read the first rough draft while it was still in production, I got through the part where it's like, oh, MC has dreads and stuff like that. I was like, huh. And then like it's like, oh, huh, he's black. That's interesting. It took me by surprise too.
Black. I smelled the mom.
Yeah. But it took me by surprise too. And then I got to the based on a true story. It's like, huh.
That makes
And
sense.
that's pretty much it. But I never was like, I was never, even though I was like intrigued by like its inclusion, I never immediately went like self-insert boo.
Well, you know, I remember when I first saw that, I thought, because he says it's like, oh, they grabbed his dreads, and I thought.
Oh my goodness, I remember this.
He was a Norwegian king.
Not hair, so I was really confused. And then I saw it, and I was like, oh, he's has dreads in his hair. That's.
Yes.
I never saw
That's
it.
a
As like, oh
secret.
my gosh, it's a self-insert that ruins the value of this story, because like so many people
May I
make
tell a
stories with
secret?
self-inserts.
Whoever that was.
I mean, the thing is, for the people who say it's a self-insert, they honestly are looking at it too myopically. They're not trying to take the story for what it's worth. Also, go ahead, John. What do you want to say?
So, I never said to anyone, but accidentally, how can I say this? Probably beat my at the priority dead body.
Okay.
I don't know why you're putting yourself out there like that. We're just gonna move on from this.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for sharing this. So now everyone in the internet will now know who you are and what you do.
We are
for
so glad.
It's all on YouTube. It's all on
GG's.
YouTube.
I feel like that's a large
He just game
margin
ended. He just game ended himself.
Shut up and eat a
Okay,
cake, man. We don't have all day.
Oh, okay, you guys.
She pulls her phone out of her bag to most likely check her filled out calendar. Oh, see, well, I asked what my favorite Doki is. Here's the neat thing: I don't have one. Anyway,
That's a lie, Snotski.
Is that
I
invincible?
don't have a favorite one. I like all of them fairly equally. That's the thing. I've never really cared for one more than the other. And a lot of people like asking me this question. Oh my god.
Like all Dokis are best Dokis.
Exactly. See, this guy
Yuri
gets
is
it.
mid.
However,
In my opinion,
However.
Yuri is kind of a little bit mid. But that's
Damn.
that's all.
Wait a minute. Is that the bag you got for her back then? Yes. Yes, it is. Which, also, this is based off of a true story as well. So, story time about Monica. Monica in this mod is a very interesting character, as a lot of you could tell. Part of the reason is because she's chronically sleep deprived. Another reason is everyone says she's smart, beautiful, athletic, proportional, all that. Monica took that to heart. She believes her own press. She is the hype, so that kind of swelled her ego just a little bit.
she's base.
Monica in this case is also a reference to another person that I knew in life, and that person, when I was 13, I remember on Valentine's Day I got a handbag for her because I wanted to ask her out, and at that time she was like, because at the time I got a lot of mixed signals from her that like led me to like think that way. Also, I was 13, so I didn't know any better. And at that time, she was like, "Yeah, thank you, but no thank you. I'll keep the handbag though. Have a good life." And I was like, damn. So that's what this is a reference to. I still don't know what happened to that handbag. I really don't care. All I know is that she kept it. So yeah.
Oh, I know what you should have done. Oh, they asked earlier, is like if there's a thing that you would change. I still think that an important change would be in that scene with the fucking lemon squares. That MC turns around and gets fucking decked with that bag from Monica.
She just has no reason to be there. She's just there just to fuck with him.
Oh yeah. She found him just like, I looked at your schedule, saw the year, and I just knew I had to come see you.
Fair enough. Money. Slowly turning her back to me, she catches on quite quickly what we're commenting about. Oh, by the way, Jay, love the bag. It's got some great craftsmanship. I forced an awkward smile out through gritted teeth. I'm glad you like it. Her devilish giggle stabs my heart, reminding me of her cruel rejection. But don't look so disheartened.
You have a question?
What's your question, soldier?
Can I read the text, please?
No. The answer to that question is no.
Okay.
It's been 3 years. We're friends now, right? Monica outstretches her arms, trying to invite me for a hug. Come on, Jay. Water under the bridge.
Hey Jay, you want to know something that I always hear and I always say?
Sure.
Well, first, you can't hit a woman, but you can always slap a bitch.
Hey.
She's a hoe.
Both for both.
Who wrote the script? Just me. Okay, so here's the thing. There have been multiple people who have a hand in writing the script over the course of the duration of this project. When the first drafts were being made, only 2 people worked on the first draft. The very first draft that was made, like back in like December, there were like a few people who had a hand in helping, like a couple scenes. But the main writing of the story itself, only 2 people were involved at first. Me and another person by the name of Fit. Full name Fit Marshmallow. He and I worked on the script for a while. For those 4 months where we worked on the first draft and the second draft. Then after the second draft was completed, not much has changed after that. But there were a few scenes that were added after the second draft was finished that weren't in the second draft originally.
And a litany of revisions.
Yes. Those scenes were written by me, Xavier, and our friends Amigo and Jack. We, like, those scenes being, like, the Kismet scene, that was mainly by me, with some help with Xavier. The play scene, and the play scene as well, which was also written by the 4 of us. So, did you use the mod template? I did. We credited our favorite gangster king of SA, and if you know, you know.
That's what the SA stands for.
If you know what SA stands for, you know.
What do we do?
You pondered the question.
I blankly stare at her. Wait, what?
No, sorry, my bad.
Oh, you're good. I blankly stare at her with.
I just had a question.
Oh.
My bad.
All right, what's your question? What's your question, brother?
My bad. It was from earlier because you said that like you added the Monica's like eye bags after Salvation remake, right? I thought that was like a thing that was in the mod as well.
It wasn't in the, if you played the demo, you would see she has no bags under her eyes. That was a change that was made toward like close to the release of the VOD, because that was like a small artistic thing that wouldn't have taken me much time to do. Because at that point, it was just like tweaking like some of the art assets before I buckled down and work on the animatic. So
I see.
I blame. Open eyes. Hopefully stabbing her the same way she stabbed me. Oh, congrats on the monetization. I've been monetized for a while, Mouse Potato, but thank you for that. Don't be like that.
Oh, Jay.
Hmm?
Oh, I just wanted to say, I'm glad that you liked all the memes that I made for Triple Trouble.
Well, of course, brother.
We do.
We appreciate spreading the love and positivity to all of the many women and children of the earth.
Yes.
Did you post them? I want to say.
In the memes and shit posting channel.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks.
All the ones I tagged, like Jay and all of them.
Oh, what's our favorite Trouble Trouble meme? It's a toss up between God of the Mom of War, and I slip on the egg.
Actually, I have that. Let me post that.
Yeah, post it.
The wrap up of Black Woman scares me.
There are a lot of great memes that came, like Cockbutcher, Mom of War. I slip on an egg that failed to crack into a bowl. Natsukiya's Lumpy Space Princess was fucking hilarious.
Tommy Stain Princess.
Jay, my favorite single line in this entire mod is when the dad says, "Was that ass fat, son?"
Yes! Yes!
My favorite line.
I'm still surprised I got away with making 3 references in that mod slander thing, and it's still up to this day.
The mod slander thing was also one of my favorite Triple Trouble memes that were made.
Yeah.
So
Especially
congrats
when
to
one guy
you.
said that, thanks, and someone actually did say in the comments, like, showed that he was actually maybe thinking of getting into Triple Trouble. Says I am in.
Yeah, no, good shit.
Yeah, and only one person recognized the Savage reference, but who really cares?
Based.
Yeah.
Like, get real, Jay. You're not exactly Prince Charming. Would anyone really be into you? And I remember at this point, so many people were like, I want to take a desk and throw it at Monica's head. I want to throw her out the window. I hate this whore. And I'm like, you know what? Understandable. Have a nice day. However, comma, I will say that she gets better. Go ahead, Britter.
Understand.
Oh no, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay. Because someone else was saying something.
Oh, it all
so.
hits personal. Her rose. It hits home too good.
She needs the Amr Fati treatment. Hey, brother, that would have taken a completely different turn. You're like, this is not the Triple Trouble I signed up for.
I remember so many people were afraid that Nazi was gonna die exit music style at the end of this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a lot of people are like, I hope nobody dies in this mod. Please nobody die. Please nobody die. Please nobody die. I was like, this isn't that kind of story.
If you've just been traumatized, you just...
The one person I would have hoped to been killed by the end of the mod was, I forget, was it Carl or Kyle?
Carl. Well, here's the thing, right, is that the death to one of the characters is like a staple since the original game came out. Like, you can't escape it. So the fact that we didn't do that is actually quite different from the typical story.
As you've said before, Xavier, it's counterculture.
It is counterculture.
Have been the consequences of the exit music of the Doki Doki literature modding community.
Now, some people have tried to compare Triple Trouble to exit music, though. And at one point, we actually do poke fun at exit music.
You see,
I remember that part.
Is the better Redux, you know? No. Triple Trouble is the better Redux, is what I meant.
There's some slight comparisons. It's just... I think it's just because it's Natsuki, and it's still got some of those Natsuki elements. But I mean, there's different as stories. I mean, I don't know if it really matters
different story.
at the end of the day if they're similar.
As
long as they're unique stories that you find entertaining, who gives a shit?
You know what? That's a fair point, Britter. I would agree with that. Hey, don't say that. I was into him. Was. Yeah, Monica, I get it. I suck. I'm worthless. I serve zero purpose.
You're worthless bitch ass Anwar.
Oh, next music, and hang yourself
Now. Monica annoyingly looks away with guilt written all over her, almost like she had accidentally killed a mouse. Sari pitches her arm, forcing her to focus back on me. I'm sorry, Jay. That was uncalled for. Fuck you too. Suck it up. Anyway, the cake, please. I've got a meeting to attend with my dad in about 30 minutes, so I can't be here for long. It's your fault for piling up on internships. Kiss my ass, Jay. Don't threaten him with a good time, Monty. It was funny too, because people get like kind of this line, they're like, I thought Sari was supposed to be his friend. Why is Sari so mean? I'm like, have you people never had real fucking friends?
Yes.
This is how friends talk! I was like,
No, I've never had friends. I've just had straight up bullies. Like, it's just so sad.
like a lot of people were like, everyone's so mean. I was like, you people haven't been around real high schoolers and it fucking shows. I'm so sick of people misunderstanding how these characters are actually true to life.
They're just realistic. They are. Oh my god. You actually made a sticker.
That's actually pretty based.
Yeah,
it was. I remember the first time I'd seen this, I was just like, it wasn't something I expected from Sayori, and I made the same mistake because.
No, I'm gonna be doing.
It's David credit. He's like, your friends never did that to you. It's like, oh yeah, they made fun of me all the time, but I never felt so. It wasn't never so personal. No one joked on like my ability to get bitches. It was.
I made that
shit.
days ago, and the model basically picture was from an old Halloween commission I paid for. Where my OC was pink. Where my OC was Pink Eyes MC.
Oh.
You don't see it, but like the little line, it's like he has a lead pipe in his hand.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But cause see, here's the thing about Sayori, right? Sayori she's a big she likes MC. She's a ride or die. She's his friend. But the thing people forget about Sayori is that she also likes to tease people. She likes to joke with people. That's part of her personality. This is just realizing that part of her personality in a way that has been, quite frankly, underexplored. Because you know what? People tend to write Sayori as if she's a 5-year-old. And I'm sorry.
Guys.
But is she not a 5-year-old? Damn. That's gonna ruin.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
No, I'm serious. I'm in particular. I'm in trouble.
What? Why are you in trouble? This ought to be good. Why are you in trouble?
Someone.
Dirt left the chat. I love that.
And I don't know why.
What?
But they are the okay? I don't want to be caught.
Wait, guys. Wait. Off of what Grubhub said, it's like this is my Dirt Thief impression. Wait, Sari's not 5 years old?
Oh, John, I'm sorry to hear that you're in trouble, brother. I hope things get better for you. Anyway, as I was saying with Sayori.
Oh my god, Dash is here now.
I got caught anyways.
Oh, Dash has been here for a minute. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway, back to Sayori. People tend to overemphasize Sayori being oblivious to the point where she's stupid, and they overemphasize her naivety to the point where she's a 5-year-old. That's not who she is, and we try to
never attribute kindness to what is simply stupidity.
It wouldn't low-key be kind of scary if Sayori was kind of intelligent with the way her personality is. She would probably somehow end up making a way where something, I don't know, I'm tired. But,
well, the thing is, Sayori's actually very intelligent.
Yeah, she doesn't show it though.
No,
but
she
it'd
doesn't
be
show
scary
it.
if
She's very good with
actually
people.
put it towards something.
She knows. Trust me.
Well, see, that's the thing too, right? Because Sayori suffers from depression, and that affects her ability to, do things that she might be able to do otherwise.
Oh yeah. I think the main reason that I originally felt that she wasn't being a good friend to me is because of how you hate Monica for the things that she says so much that you want to just yell at her, scream at her, and be mad at her. And the fact that Sari doesn't help you do that makes you kind of feel a little like alienated, like there's no one on your side. even though that's not true, she does defend him. She's like, hey, you might need to cut this out. This is going too far. But people hate Monica so much that the guilt by association that they haven't also hating, that they're not also hating Monica might be why so many
But
people.
dude, you gotta understand, it's complicated. That's like everyone
It
else
is
says,
complicated.
It's complicated.
It absolutely is complicated. I was like, but I'm trying to like, it got me thinking on it. Just why it would be so easy.
Also, Vigo, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. I was gonna point this out there right now, Vigo. I Aduleh Habibi, I love you. I just need you to shut the fuck up right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, but to your guys' point, I think that a lot of people just don't understand, because they're used to characters being like one specific way, or being very simple and easy to digest. That when you
They're
add
used to
a level
thinking
of,
that their trope characters are complex when they're just tropes.
so when you add actual dimensions and layers to how the characters act, that's foreign to a lot of people. And it was interesting to see that in the feedback for Triple Trouble, which is why this kind of scene exists. Also, Grubhub, to answer your question, was there a point in time you wanted to cancel the mod, or was it stress-free? No, actually. There may have been a point where I wanted to cancel some things of the mod, but never the mod itself as a whole. Even when I was at my lowest point, with all the bad shit that I've had happen to me, as well as to the people closest to me, I never wanted to give up on making Triple Trouble, or anything else related to DDLC. As a matter of fact, after that happened, I started working on Triple Trouble in spite of those people. Because you know why? They would have preferred if I had stopped making the mod altogether, but I didn't.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, if he stopped, then they would have won.
Exactly. And now that I didn't stop, I persevered. The only time I felt like giving up was working on the animatic, because fuck, working on an animatic by your fucking self, especially when you have full-on animated dance scenes, handmade, that's the point where I wanted to give up. But even then, I still pushed through it.
Jay,
Alright,
I
bye,
remember
Nick.
No, it's not harsh, but I could tell it's a little handmade, especially the way you drew the MC's hair.
Yeah, that was like whatever.
It looks like a shaggy dog.
I mean, that was kind of the idea, though, to just give him like a big shaggy mop of dreads. Mainly because I didn't want like to show his face at all, because the whole point was you never see his face. So I just want to give him like a big shaggy mop of dreads.
I mean, I love the references that you put in the animatic too, like the Smash Bros logo.
Yes, someone gets it. Thank you.
And then for example, like the homecoming thing, you put it as 2017, which actually matches along with the timeline, all that too. So.
I was just generally impressed. I've looked at a lot of the process of making animatics, because my fiance does, and it's just impressive that he was able to do more, like a whole cutscene of just making it first up, but then having a mod that includes something that is similar to a cutscene is just beyond me, because that makes it more like a game. Like, not even the original DDLC has anything like what you would call a cutscene, but that's kind of what that was. I don't know. It stuns me.
The only thing you probably say that would be a cutscene would be the end credits and the end of Act 1, but that's also doubles as more of like a transition as well. But yeah, the animatic itself, we actually planned that back when we were writing the script, because we knew that kind of thing would be cool to see. It just took an extraordinary amount of patience and determination to do that. It took an inhuman amount of persistence for me to sacrifice all that time and sleep to get that done. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, really. But that was the kind of thing that needed to get done in order for the mod to be out there. And I'm glad that it came out the way it did.
Absolutely. I think
it was worth the wait.
I mean, it's like breaking history, making history, being, I don't know if there's another mod that ever will do that again.
Some have teased doing it, but unless they're gonna hire a team of people to do it, I highly doubt one person is going to pull the work ethic that I employed to do that? Now I have a lot of questions here that I need to have answered. What was my favorite scene in Triple Trouble? Honestly, my favorite scene from Triple Troubles are the walking scene where MC and Natsuki are walking downtown. I love that scene, especially with the new song that Xavier introduced me to. Another scene that I love would be the scene where MC and Natsuki are watching Battle Royale together. And then thirdly, my favorite scene would be the play scene because the play scene is funny as hell. And cutting that was very fun. What's your favorite emotional scene in the mod? My favorite emotional scene from the mod would have to be when you choose to love Natsuki. That would probably have to be my favorite scene by far. And how did I animate it? I used Clip Studio Paint's like animation feature because I have a subscription to Clip Studio Paint. But other than that, I animated it 1 frame at a time. That's how I did it. Thoughts on r/Batman Arkham. I love the Batman Arkham franchise. Don't really know much about the subreddit though. Also, hello NGC Baron. I think the one that almost made me cry was the fight between MC and Sayori. Oh yes, that's a great scene for us too. We'll get to that. We'll get to that scene later. It's actually now that you bring that up, it's funny. It's actually now that you bring that up because I remember when we got to that point in the script, I made an offhanded comment when I was working on the draft. I said, you know, wouldn't it be interesting if MC came to Sayori and be like, yeah, you're one to talk. I was like, dude, that would like hit really hard. Because I was just saying that to myself. I was like, damn, that would go pretty crazy. And then when I was working on that with Fit, Fit was like, wait, that's a good idea. Let's do that. I was like, let's build on it. Because the idea of that scene was there was a culmination of a lot of things going on to the story to that point. And the goal of that scene was to make it look like nobody was in the right there. Because Sayori, like what MC did to Sayori was pretty uncool. We all could agree on that. And it's okay that you felt bad for her because it was pretty uncool for like what MC did to her. But at the same time, Sayori put herself in that position because she went behind MC's back to do all these different things, breaking his trust, and consequently indirectly putting MC in some very weird / dangerous situations. I understand that Sayori did it because she thought it was right, but at the same time, she broke her MC's trust, especially when he wanted to confide in her when he felt he couldn't do it with anyone else, since Sayori is supposed to be not only his ex, but one of his closest friends. So at the end of the day, if you felt bad for MC and felt bad for Sayori, you were supposed to.
I don't feel bad for nobody.
True, but I felt like MC went way too far when he started mentioning her depression. Well, that was the point. But you also have to remember, dude's stressed out of his mind. He's agitated, and he's also traumatized by what Natsuki did to him like the night before. So he has all these things going on in his head, swirling around. He's feeling conflicted. And all the source of every negative emotion he felt over the past couple months. Did you not play the mod, brother?
No, I don't have my laptop. My laptop broke.
Bro, what's up?
There's an Android version of it though.
I'm on the iPhone.
Too bad.
Well,
too bad.
Watch it on YouTube.
Well, yeah, you could go watch. You could go watch my buddy Kane play it.
Because I'm kind of scared of fourth wall breaks.
There are no fourth wall breaks.
There's no.
Thank God.
There's no horror. Go watch like Kane Mugger or like Brenner or something.
Imagine coming to a dev commentation for the mod and then being like, I never played the mod.
Jay, go back to the first sentence. What happened?
Wait, did you guys just start the mod?
I need a synopsis of this story.
Just imagine playing a mod, and then they like break the fourth wall, and you just go, "Oh my god!"
like the only fourth wall break is the play scene. That's the only fourth wall break.
Yeah, and that's not done out of horror. That's done just out of humor,
comedy.
So. Yeah.
I just like he has like a panic attack in theaters watching Deadpool 3. Just he keeps acknowledging me.
Sari giggles impishly before attacking the food in front of her. Monica stops the ruthless assault in its tracks, keeping the sweet monster at bay. Monica reaches for the cupcake-shaped cake and starts cutting up small slices for each of us. She places them on the paper plates that were so graciously set out on the desk nearby. Digging in, the obvious question comes to everyone's mind, but only I dare to answer it. Or to ask it, rather. Seeing that this cake was obviously not made by either of you failed bakers. Where's Natsuki? I remember when I was speedrunning the mod to finish it in under 2 hours. I was speed reading, but it reached the play scene. I got so fucking confused, but I loved it. Imagine trying to speed read a 6 to 7 hour.
Yeah, imagine saying you just read faster than admitting right now that you speed ran it.
Wait, JD, remember I had to really rush basically the whole demo because I said I had to go before Hammer Friends.
Yes, I remember.
And I messed up half the lines.
I remember the. I'm telling you, you need to start making videos where you just read and just mess up every other line. That shit's hilarious, brother. Of course you ask about her, you love struck bunny. We're just friends. Like how we were just friends. That's different. Definitely. Jay's got a crush. Grow up, Monica. The club has a good laugh at my expense, while I stuff my mouth with cake that will never be mine.
Oh, wait a minute.
Double entendres, everybody.
Oh, wait a minute.
She's got a boyfriend in any case. Kazia, of all people.
Oh, wait.
True. Out of all my sloppy seconds, he's probably one of the best ones. People keep thinking People keep thinking this means Monica slept around. No. This is Monica just taking pot shots at guys.
What?
Monica has just rejected everyone.
What?
Wait, for real?
It's Monica being a shitty person. That's all it is.
This is Monica just being a shitty person because a lot of people are like, oh, this Monica's sleeping around guys at school. No, Monica doesn't have time for that. She's too busy trying to grind to get into like the top universities in the world. She doesn't have time to be holding herself out.
On her work to be grinded on boys.
Wait,
exactly.
Wait. Then I have to ask, how did she get those pics basically of those guys' small dicks?
Oh my god.
You ever heard of a thing called bluffing? They do it in poker. Monica was just fucking bluffing.
You ever hear of a thing called Snapchat? Dick pics be everywhere on that.
That too. You know, it's also possible that they sent their millimeter defeaters to some other girls in the school, and the girls kept the pictures. Word got around. They got back to Monica, and Monica's like, "This is great blackmail material."
You know, I don't think this conspiracy was very elaborated on.
I feel like the true mysteries of this mod have not really been explored. We need a Redux to really go into how he.
Oh my! Shut up! Shut up!
Triple Trouble remake.
Redux.
Now we just gotta have like side stories for it.
Make everyone stupid.
Triple Trouble 2 remake Redux.
It's like the intro card for Monica is just Monica gets dick pics, and that's the only change. The only thing they needed to add.
Wait, two of you dated?
They saw a CG of it.
Made him kill about
No, he just tried to make it happen. The same way Jay did, actually. You just love shooting down guys, don't you? Monica pulls out a set of finger guns and shoots all remains of my personal security into the air. Bang bang! I make a sport of it. You've gotten so mean, Monty. Oh, I'm pretty sure Jay's into it. No, I'm not.
He's not.
He likes girls with a bit of spice to them, right? Where is everyone getting this information?
I want my balls crushed.
I like getting kicked in the balls, right?
I like getting kicked in the balls.
I like girls with a little spice, and by that I mean I like getting kicked in the balls.
Sorry, focuses all of her attention onto her slice of cake, making sure not to make direct eye contact with me. And obviously, if you couldn't tell, this is really saying with the fact that Sari has a hard time keeping her mouth shut when it comes to certain secrets. Which which is supposed to plant the seed of doubt to where, can we trust Sayori to keep our secrets? But this is like a little secret though. Surely we could trust Sayori to keep a big secret, right? Guess not.
I don't know.
I told you that in confidence. Also, this ringtone that everybody loves. It's courtesy of freesound.org. Be sure to support your local freesound.org engineers.
There's a lot more sounds used on
I love
freesound.
is the ringtone with Despacito. That was amazing. I loved that ringtone.
That was Xavier's idea, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was annoying. I didn't.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
never
you
heard
can't make
it
everyone
before,
happy.
so it might have been like.
I've never.
That might have been why I liked it.
It seems like our special guest is calling in. Pressing the pickup button, she places the tablet on the desk in front of us and it glows brightly on us all. Hey, Yuri! Say hi, guys! Yo, Yuri. Hey, Yuri. Yuri, even when miles away, is obviously flustered by all the attention we're giving her. She tries her best to smile and address us properly. So, some insight about Yuri, since people had kind of questions about her as a character and everything. We didn't forget about her. We didn't write out the story intentionally. The idea of it was, since a lot of people had the implicit understanding that Yuri was like the mature one and most likely the oldest out of everybody, we decided to take that to heart and be like, okay, well, if Yuri's like typically seen as the oldest out of everybody, let's just have her be the oldest out of everybody. So she was a grade level above the others in the literature club. So at the end of last year, she graduated from school and went off to university. So MC, Sayori, and Monica are in their last year of high school now. So they're all seniors.
What about Nats?
Natsuki got held back a grade, so she's a grade under the others.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Which is funny because that also may or may not be true to real life. But anyway, Yuri, even when she's miles away, is obviously flustered by all the attention we're giving her. She tries best. Okay, I read that. Hello, people.
Common L.
So that card went through a couple revisions as well. Also, it was intentional to have her not be there, because some people were like, "Was that a mistake?" No, that was intentional. One, because it was funny, and two, because when you see Yuri at the end of the story, it's also a big surprise. I also say that this track that's playing now is one of my favorite tracks in the entire mod. So shout out to Xavier for that. This was Yuri's theme basically, because we wanted to make tracks that were themes for each characters, as well as tracks that fit the occasion that they play in.
Just do 1 damage.
Because I was playing through the mod with a friend, he asked why was Yuri not in the mod so much. I didn't really know how to answer that. Well, now you know how to answer. Well, now you know how to answer. But the thing is, even if Yuri wasn't present in the mod physically, she still had a significant presence in the story overall, because she's here at the beginning, she's here in the middle when she talks to MC and helps give MC advice and be a moral compass to him, and she shows up at the end of the story. You know, 1 as a treat, and 2 to help be there for MC to talk about things like after the fact, and he had time to reflect on what happened and what made him who he was.
It's just
It's great to see you all again. It's great to see you too, Yuri. Che, hello. Happy clubiversary, wasn't it? That's what they're calling it. It's a good name. It sure is, Sayori. So, how's uni treating you, Yuri? It's a new experience, to say the least. It's refreshing to not be burdening anyone. You were never a burden, Yuri. Never feel that way, okay? Of course. Which... Okay, my soundboard doesn't want to work. Okay, that's cool.
Of course.
Oh, there it is. It's nice to hear Sayori say that and feel like it applies to herself. I softly punch her on the arm and pull her into a loving one-armed hug. She leans into me, rubbing her familiar warmth onto me with a smile. Ryan, this part was actually pretty nice, though, for this little moment with MC and Sayori, and for the confusion that it creates. It seems like the two of you have gone back together. Quickly, Sarah and I split back up to try to fix up the perception of our relationship. No. They're just oblivious idiots. It's nice to see that not much has changed. Wow, burn. Also, another thing I'll point out too is that obviously you can tell this was different from the demo. This theme, Heartaches Over Tea and Cakes, came out well after the demo was made. Because originally, when this played,
There was nothing.
no, it was still Head in the Clouds, but it was
just-
lower.
yeah,
it was
yeah,
softer.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what the changes were between the demo and here. Sarah and I can't speak up as we're publicly put on blast. The nostalgia for the old days is already brewing within me. I suspect you will feel the same way when you eventually reach this stage of your lives. Which reminds me, have all of you made your plans for university? Monica perks up at the question, begins ranting out her entire step-by-step plan for post-secondary education. I tune out Monica's insanely precise ramblings. One thing you will notice too throughout the mod a lot is you'll notice the characters will change poses or expressions in the middle of a sentence. I did that intentionally when coding because I figured organically people will naturally change expressions and move around when they're speaking. It's not often people will be static when they're talking. I didn't do that all the time. I only did it when I wanted to emphasize a certain line and emphasize things that are being said and have the appropriate facial expressions and actions to go along with that. So once I figured out how to code that, because this is, believe it or not, this is the first mod that I've ever made, really. But I had to learn a lot of different things and techniques to really get, and I also need to have a lot of help along the way to get this mod where it was. And once I learned how to do that thing in particular, I pretty much ran with that because I think it really added to the life of the story and the life of the atmosphere as well, which is pretty much what I was going for. You don't have to do that. My attention is stolen by the heated conversation being had by very familiar voices in the hallway. Yes.
You didn't have to go post that.
Are you sure? I was just trying to let out some of my feelings, you idiot. Alright. You don't have to be so aggressive. You can call me when you get home. Whatever. What happened between the two of them? Don't know. Do you care? Not really. All you need to know is that it's trouble in paradise. An erupting sense of twisted satisfaction reveals itself in me. So you see, MC is just giggling to himself, giddily. Focusing back on the call, I see Yuri slowly being put to sleep by Monica's incessant ramblings. Maybe you should relax, Monica. Maybe you should mind your own business, Jay. I don't mean to be rude, Monica, but I am interested in what the others have to say. For example, Jay, do you have any plans for university? Actually, are we really talking about unis right now? Natsuki strikes him with an over-exaggerated, almost hypnotic sway. Now, the real question here is she doing that, or is this what MC is perceiving in his mind's eye? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. She steals
Second.
She steals my frown away as she makes a big show of her entrance. I hate it when you guys rub it in that you're seniors and stuff. Like, I get it. God, it's not my fault I got held back in the 4th grade, okay? Which... Okay, so some insight on this. It's not because Natsuki's stupid. It was because of stuff that happened in her home life that she ended up missing a lot of school. To the point where she had to repeat a grade because of how much school she missed.
She isn't stupid. Oh,
And this is actually a very relatable sense too, because I had a friend in 6th grade, 7th grade, by the name of Brandon, who always complained about how he got held back in the 2nd grade because of family issues, religious issues. So he was a year behind me, and that was his common excuse. We all had one of those friends.
Oh yeah, I had a. Oh my gosh, I had a friend like that just constantly was seen as an idiot because he made stupid statements for attention, And then once he actually matured, like everyone just thought he was a fucking idiot. They just thought he was just incapable of intelligent thoughts.
Jeez.
And it really fucked him up for a bit. Yeah, like he wasn't stupid. When he applied himself, he was great at all schoolwork.
Yeah, my friend Brandon was a bit of an airhead, but I mean, he was a very nice kid.
And also, like I said earlier, this also in the case of Natsuki herself, this is true to life. So things just worked out that way, which is pretty funny. No one's trying to make you feel bad about being held back, Nat. Except me. Ha! Feel bad. As you can see, Monica, even though she's the most popular girl in the school, very smart, she's still a fucking child at the end of the day. And this is how children will behave.
I never relate to Monica, not gonna lie.
Backers.
Monica! Natsuki shoots an annoyed look my way as I signal to her to brush it off. Make like Elsa and let it go. Man, most people who say they are dumb act dumb. Yeah, what were you saying? Someone was saying something.
I thought you were in dialogue for a second, like, oh. Like that was in the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
By the way, Nat, guess who's calling us? Oh, great. It's Yuri. Hi, Yuri.
Yuri's
Hello. The club goes silent as we remember those moments from the old days of the club. You know the moments. You know the moments that we're talking about here.
No.
Like the moment where she
like when Yuri's boobs grew 2 times larger after meeting MC. Yeah, that was really weird.
Oh,
it freaked the fuck out of all of our. We had to go to the ER. That was really weird.
We had to go to the ER.
Yeah, I was just.
Oh yeah, that was really weird. We had to explain that to the doctor, and it was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I held the world record for the fastest Route 100.
It's like, you know what, never mind, I'm not gonna finish that statement. Trying to distract everyone, we jump back into the conversation, that was interrupted by Natsuki's sudden presence. In any case, I'm still thinking about it. Do you have any idea what program you want to study in? I was thinking of business communications, actually. The only reason this line is here, not because this is true to life, because to set up this joke. You, in business communications, you can barely talk to a boardroom of 4 girls, let alone a boardroom of investors. That is legitimately the only reason we made business communications the actual thing, just to set up this joke.
Damn, that's a lot of effort.
Our university has a wonderful communications program if you're interested. Also, it gives a legitimacy to the play scene later on as well.
Yeah.
Also, hello, Shadower. My mind ponders on the idea of going to university with Yuri. It does have a certain appeal to it. It's nice to have someone I know to lean on when I'm out there in the wild. However, I'm distracted as Natsuki's violent foot tapping makes itself quite known quite quickly.
How did you find me?
You got something to add, Natsuki? No. It's fine to feel anxious when you talk about the future, Natsuki. I do suggest you listen to this, especially since you'll have to think about it soon. Nah, I'm good. If that's what you want. As Sayori and Yuri begin discussing Sayori's scary lack of any university plans, Natsuki continuously gestures to me. Her active and energetic hand movements endear me, even if I understand nothing of what she's trying to communicate. I shake my head and put on a quirky expression. Actually, Xavier, you know this. When I think of this, I think of that chick with the glasses who puts her hand over her hands on her forehead. You know exactly what I'm talking about because you post that gif a lot. Yes.
Yeah, hold on, let me post it.
I'm finna go.
Okay. Well,
not
thank you for
not leave the chat, but like finna just lay down.
Okay.
Well, thank you for stopping.
Yeah.
by.
So there's the GIF. See you, John.
No.
What series is that?
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, you said you said you're gonna go lay down. I'm like, okay, well, all right.
I'm in a bed sitting down, I'm laying down right now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but there's the GIF. There's the GIF.
Thank you for posting the GIF. Yeah, that's the GIF I think about every time this live shows up. She nearly turns her head. Can you walk me home today? What? Why?
Immediate, you know.
Just be grateful I
No.
asked you, virgin. Natsuki. Giving her a serious look, she immediately surrenders to me. Why is no one cutting me any slack today? Well, I don't know. You just called me a
Because you're ugly.
virgin, so...
Because it's you.
Me and,
Stick off that.
Kazu are a bit on the outs right now, and I kind of don't want to walk home alone. A part of me wants to reject the idea, because walking alone with Natsuki seems like an easy way to decimate my self-confidence. But... spending time with her doesn't sound so bad. Weighing my options, I eventually nod and accept her request. Translation: He wants to goon. The boy wants to goon. He's choosing gooning over the reasonable option.
MC use goon. It's very effective.
That works for charms once more. You have to make up for all the stuff you don't have, after all. What's that supposed to mean? I rub on my flat chest and pat it down. Pat it down a little bit.
No.
What's so funny?
Okay. Okay. No. The reason I'm laughing so much is because I remember when the real life counterpart of that. Because I went through the mod so like with real life Natsuki, right? And
You did?
Yeah, and I remember when she saw like Natsuki's character model for the first time, she's like, "I am not that flat." Then she held her boobs like right in front of me. She's like, "You see these things? They're not flat." And I'm like, "Dog, bro, wait.
Nah.
Just let it cook. Let it cook, please. Let it cook."
Hey, Jay.
What?
Insecurities. So far.
You got a flat chest. I'm not saying you got a flat chest or anything, but like.
I was like, you haven't even seen Natsuki with her clothes off. She's fucking flat.
No.
Anyway.
She's still flat. She's flat.
Negro, you haven't even played the mod yet. Wait till you play the mod before you say if she's flat or not.
No. I can clearly see. You got a flat top.
Anyway, the only reason I started laughing is because because I know exactly how Natsuki's gonna respond. So that's why I started cracking up about it.
Do it.
You asshole. She leaps onto me and starts trying to tear away my very precisely grown dreads. So this was the first breadcrumb to tell you that the MC is a little different than normal.
No.
Which a lot of people missed.
She grabbed onto him. I thought it was clothes. I feel so.
It's like, get off me! Not until you apologize. Big is the hope, like, flat is justice, medium is premium, big is the hope and dreams of men. So true, Shadower, so true. What are they doing? Don't mind them, they're just flirting. That looks more like aggravated assault. This was a great joke. I love this joke. Well, you know Jay. Right. He likes his girls with some spice. Why do you keep telling everyone this?
GG's. It's GG for him. It's raps.
It's GG Derby. It's Jova.
It's rap for dreads.
You put up in the rover. Let's do a quick step over. Take one step. It's over.
Jay, we got perspective dreads. He was our most valuable hair type, but he unfaithful and by the hands of an angry, flat-chested woman. Let's pay respects.
I know, it's so sad. R.I.P. the dream. Lad to lad. One fun conversation with Yuri and a totally destroyed cake later, I tell Sayori the plan for today, and she sends her encouragement. Now this is where... Now, everything we saw so far was the setup for the rest of the plot. This is what kicks off the actual plot. This scene here. Natsuki and I walk out of the club unceremoniously, leaving the others behind to clean up after us. Also, one last thing I just remembered to talk about. This background originally, the only thing that was part of the background were the banners, not the balloons. I added the balloons myself after the fact.
That is true. That is true.
However, the walkout seems slower than ever. Each step I take finds a place to reside in the crevices of my memory.
Inner machinations of my mind
Oh,
are
hey
an
Marco.
enigma.
What's up, family? My heart sinks into my chest. As each step she takes stomps it down. I just noticed the banner on the chair is in half. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna laugh. Cause this mug got like very funny
Right.
jokes.
As we
Very.
step outside, the summer sun flares up at us. Each drop of sweat that tears away from our skin pushes us to walk faster than we need to. Why am I acting like I've never spoken to girls before? Okay, so this was different in the demo because in the demo, it didn't have this like walking animation and everything. So this was coded in after the fact. It took a little while to do, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I definitely do think it adds a lot.
I know actually a version.
Also, this conversation was an actual conversation that did happen. That's why it feels so specific. This was the conversation that started the entire arc of Triple Trouble.
Lore, guys.
So, it did. The conversation didn't go exactly like this, like word for word, but a lot of the things that were said were pretty much like what happened.
They stole my whole fucking flow.
It's like, don't make it weird. It's already weird. You just asked if I've ever had sex before, so just answer the damn question.
Like, why do you want to know my penis history?
If I recall correctly, yes, I have not participated in any form of coitus.
Oh my gosh.
I remember, Brittert, I remember you were like, actually, yes, I'm not participating in any form of coitus.
Actually.
Does it not sound like that?
He's like, nothing, I wouldn't worry about it.
Actually been my.
When you really think about it, I don't recall anything in my journals or data logs saying that I have participated in the certain actions that some Neanderthals might call coitus.
Also, what? Why would I?
Okay. So as you can see here, things are starting to take like an interesting turn because things immediately took a more intimate turn. She's asking about his history. She's starting to become more physical with him, and this is the point where you're like, "Huh, this is interesting. This is a little out of the norm." And it was also interesting too when Aski says, "Oh yeah, I'm not a virgin. I've had sex before."
Leaves towards me and Nasuke. What the?
Brother, you don't have to read it. I'm talking about what's going on as it's going on.
I'm sorry, my brother. I'm sorry, but I'm a reader too. But I understand. I understand. My fault.
Yeah. Okay. To make you feel better, I'll read it. You know, I'd say so. I didn't expect it to be so sexually active. Holy shit! Are you calling me a slut? What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not at all. It's absolutely normal. Nice backpedal there, bro. Is that the Monica D? It is the Monica D, yes. I let out a sigh, unable to keep up with Dad's uncomplicated mental gymnastics. Oh, hey Marco. Welcome, brother. Surprisingly, I feel a needy tug on my arm as Natsuki has taken the opportunity to wrap her arm around mine. The surprises keep piling on. The surprises keep piling up on each other today, it seems. So Marco, what we're doing here is I'm just, obviously as the title of the stream says, we're going through the VOD, having people ask questions about it, and just talking about some things that some people may not have known about the mod itself.
Okay. That's fair.
It was, yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh yes.
The Ryan joke. So a lot of people...
one of the only hold on, Jay. One of the only good feedbacks about actual criticism to this mod was Yandere Gaming said, or not Yandere Gaming, K-Monger said. Yeah. K-Monger said in his review, that the Ryan joke with the fine boom was a little overplayed. I understand. We understand.
I do I do understand it as well, because the idea of it was like a young Frankenstein kind of thing, where every time you said like the name Frankenstein in the movie Young Frankenstein, you'd have like
Lightning.
horses neighing and like lightning crackling and like thunder crackling. So that was the kind of thing we wanted to go with. But we went with the tried and true Vine Boom because, well, everybody knows Vine Booms, right? So
It's a cheap, easy joke.
I mean, Vine Booms is always a classic.
it was only
I'm here
played
to
like
answer
4 times
David's
total.
question.
It wasn't that overplayed. Well, the problem, Scholar, is that some people had a hard time because they wanted to take the ball like super seriously because of like the themes, like the way the characters are portrayed and everything. So when a lot of the comedic elements came up, it kind of took them out of like the super seriousness that they wanted to get from the mod, and that kind of like changed how they were able to enjoy the story, which I do understand because this, to be fair, this is a serious story with like a lot of serious elements to it. But at the same time, when we were working on the mod, we did we also realized how absurd this whole situation was, and we wanted to make fun of that by poking fun at the story that says by adding a lot of humor to it. And we tried our best to strike a good balance between being funny when it needed to be and being serious when it needed to be. Okay, now that you explain the joke, it makes it 10 times funnier. Well, I'm glad you see it that way.
I'm here to answer big questions.
Alright, see you, DeWalt.
Can you raise up an animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Let's see. That.
What?
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay, anyway, to talk about Ryan, there actually is some significance to him because one, he was a part of Natsuki's life that you don't know about because you never meet him. And you know so little about him that every time you see him, like every time she mentions him, it's basically like you're hearing about him for the first time because you know nothing about him. But two, the thing about Ryan is that Ryan was actually based off of a real person. He is based off of a real person that I actually did know and did meet in real life, and who actually was close to the real life Natsuki. So the things that Ryan does in the story are canonical. They are canonical. So, I just wanted to point that out there.
Doesn't change anything in the.
Okay, so it's not like a Pink Eyes thing where like we just talk about Matthew. I'm like, who the fuck is Matthew?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like that, except in addition to being like a running joke, there is like a real life canonical reason that he's there. It is lore accurate, as Scholar has said.
I think I remember when it came on, there's like criticism, so he's like, I did find the Ryan thing funny.
And this is important. On the aforementioned
Well,
Sir TV are in the background.
You're really prying today, huh? You're the one who started this. She tugs on my arm even tighter than before, and our walking slows down to match her pace. If you have to know, it happened this summer. I see. And then Kazia asked me out. Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. Eventful summer, huh? You could say that. So you had sex with a guy and then started a relationship with another guy? Now we're back to you calling me a slut.
Well, if the shoe fits.
I didn't say
Oh
anything.
Oh
mean,
yeah,
if the shoe fits, it's all
another thing we were quite pleasantly surprised about that no one really like had any complaints about was the lack of music in a lot of the segments of the mod. Because the thing is that most people are used to visual novels and Doki mods, especially just having music, like the same handful of tracks playing throughout the entirety of it, and only like silence being done as a like moment to build tension. Whereas we had silence throughout all of the bits where tension or significance was not there. So like this scene specifically, where the music was only for like say the sex scenes or like other scenes like the club anniversary, like key moments. It was a very striking choice that we chose, and we're surprised that no one really had any complaints about it because it's quite different than most people would usually do.
I mean, some people
most
did
Doki
make
mods,
comments
though.
about it. Some people
But
did
it
make some
wasn't
comments
like the
about it.
norm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, most Doki mods, when serious stuff happens, usually there's like literally no music in there. So that's
Yeah, but no, this is like silence for most of the mod.
Well, it's not really silence because we put in ambient noise. Like if
Ambience.
people were
Yeah, well-
outside, you hear like birds chirping, road noise. If people were inside, you'd have like AC going.
Yeah,
during the
yeah.
kitchen. You have,
But
like,
the
kitchen
point,
noises,
the
stuff
point
like that.
is the ambience is mixed with silence. It's not music.
Shit, there's a bug in my ear.
So, but to Xavier's point, that was but in a way that makes things feel also a little more real in that regard too. Which
Yeah, it was also to heighten like the cringe factor of some of the lines because it puts you back into like this is an actual conversation someone would have actually had, and it's kind of cringy.
which for the most part, like especially this section here, is true to life. Where it's I used to have a crush on you. This is true. Like, you know, when you first came to the club. And as you can tell at this point, things are starting to feel even more intimate than before. Because
Oh, a fun fact. This scene specifically was the scene. This scene specifically was the scene that was the great inspiration behind seeing BG Bedroom by Rose of various artist fame.
Yes. Which
I don't know how that went.
This is why we don't
Never played that.
trust
well,
slaves.
you're not missing a whole lot except for me being
You're literally
told
not.
except for me being told that I need to play baseball and stick to just what I'm good at.
Yeah, and stop making
I never-
DDTT because it sucks.
Yeah.
Like I never played those and the lemon one because I was like I heard bad things about it. Like the lemon one's based like on a private conversation.
Gotta
Right?
see it.
Yeah.
It's based on a lot of.
It's
yeah.
based on a lot of things, but yeah, one of it being a private conversation.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why I'm not sure. Basically, I want to play it. He's like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, you know, sometimes in life when you're feeling some type of way, you gotta let it out in an artistic manner. But it's fairly petty, but that's neither here nor there.
This one time I saw a girl pin me to the wall.
So this part here is actually pretty funny because, well, it was this was a way of showing that, like, hey, remember when we said that this takes place a year after things happen? Well, there you go. They were baking together, and like when he pinned it to the wall, yeah, r/that happened. Then why'd you start dating
Crazy.
Sayori right after all that happened? That's a
Yeah,
Facebook
oh my
status.
Oh my god.
But that's all.
She was going through a rough time, aka she was talking about like wanting to
Was
like
dying.
game end herself. I think about pulling this trigger at least 3 times a day. So, you know, I love Sayori and I needed to like be there for her, but being there for her made me realize that I just couldn't be there for her like that. And then you dumped her. Nah, I couldn't do something like that to save my life.
I don't want to do this no more.
No, we just mutually ended it. Luckily, she realized the same thing that I did. So we decided being friends helped us more than being whatever we were for that month. You're sure she felt the same way? That's what she told me. So I'll just take her word for it. Afterwards, never got around trying anything with you. There are too many moving pieces, plus, I wasn't sure you were still into me. She dragged herself solemnly back to me, wrapping her arm around me once more. Well, I was.
I remember.
Not
Wait.
anymore? What?
This,
What's up, brother?
happened-
What's up,
happened to
brother?
me.
What's up, brother?
It's up to me at school. So I was at recess, right?
Mhm.
So one of the girls came up to me and wrapped her arms around both of them around my neck and pulled me behind the school building, and then just stuff happened. I don't want to talk about it.
r/that happened.
Yes.
r/that.
Yes.
John got
I remember
sexually assaulted.
I remember this. She pulled my pants down, and yeah. Yeah, she did that.
What do you mean it's not music? AC sounds of people murmuring in the hallway is music to my ears. I was thoroughly bopping my head during the entirety of these scenes. Well, Shadower, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear you enjoyed that.
Well, anyway, guys, I'll be sleeping because yes,
I'm scared for my life.
All right, good night, Marco.
Thank you
for stopping by, buddy.
I'm kind of concerned.
I'm dating Kazia, Jay. Nowadays,
You better be getting paid though.
Nowadays,
My
I
hand
still...
hurts me.
Fuck, you're making me all
My voice
sappy
is
and
dying.
shit. Now, this is also true. This is also true to life, especially this next line here. I still like being around you, but it's more like you're my senpai.
Hey yo.
I had this said to me. These words were said to me. Yes. The reason it's so specific is because it happened. And people could, Xavier could back me up on this.
It did happen.
So what
It
basically
did
saying
happen.
is that JQilin and his senpai confirmed.
It did not happen.
Yes, it did happen. I saw the DMs. It did happen.
It did not happen. It's the cap. It's the cap. Right, cap.
It is quite cringe.
I thought it was just because Natsuki, in the words of Reverend Father
It's not
Uncle
capping,
Ruckus,
guys.
no
Guys, it's not
relation.
capping.
Oh no, nigga. That's just the tip of this iceberg.
Rolly raises. He's right. He's white. He's white.
I'm
He's
your
white.
what? Did you say that entirely unironically? Well, you're my
talking about me.
upperclassman. That technically makes you my senpai. We don't live in Japan. You can't just say that. So
in America.
So
The
yeah, the
Americans
fact
say-
that we said we don't live in Japan, we're like, well, that'll make having Japanese shit anywhere kind of inconvenient. Just saying.
This is America.
You've been
This is
reading way
America.
too much manga.
This is America.
Not really, but okay. She shakes her head and finally releases me from her on and off grip. With her thumb, she points to the large house across the street, telling me that it's hers. So, fun fact, this house was used in a off-brand
Original?
form of adult animated entertainment.
No.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
really.
Where? What
They're gonna
video?
use it Redux.
What video?
I
What video?
forget the name of it. I remember someone showing me the video where they used this background like for that, and I was like, huh. I can never unknow that now.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Do you have the sauce?
I made the fire stuff.
Do you have the
Yeah, give me the sauce.
Sauce in a jar?
Research purposes.
Wow, that was quick.
It was for research.
Talking about our Virginities was fun. We should do this more often. By the way, this conversation in real life happened, like, this was a much longer conversation. I just gave you the TLDR of it. Don't get all clingy on me, Jay. That's Kazia's job, right? Right. She slowly walks away, turning her back to me. Before she makes much distance, I call her name one more time. My call is
here.
accompanied by the crunch of one more dead autumn leaf, accentuating its stage. What's up, man? Can I tell you a secret? Since we're out here bearing our souls to each other already, I don't see why not.
Stupid shit.
I swallow a coarse
Crazy.
lump in my throat as 5 years of built-up insecurity try to claw its way out. I never thought that anyone would really find me attractive. What about Sayori? Sayori doesn't count. Natsuki laughs incredulously, but the honest mood doesn't fade. I said I knew that you were into me, but I really
Yay.
didn't.
Thank you, Xavier.
So, thanks for telling me. Jeez, you sound like a sad
Xavier.
puppy who finally got a plate
Yep,
of food.
you're welcome.
Thank you for telling me that we have emotes now.
Awesome.
I feel like I find myself muttering under my breath. More like a sad, huge dog with muscles and shit. Okay.
Get stickers.
Well, don't tell anybody I said this, because I will kill you if you do. I've got a reputation to keep. People can't know I'm being all nice and stuff.
No.
But you're a handsome guy. You're sweet. You're a good listener. Which is in the ballpark of what you said to me. Any girl would be
Repeat.
lucky to have you. I feel a smile come on as the autumn breeze finally takes over. Thanks. No problem, you doofus. See,
Shut up.
you don't always have to be such a bitch.
No, that's cool.
Don't ruin the moment.
Please. Please.
See you tomorrow.
Please.
See you tomorrow morning. Or
Okay.
where else am I gonna get my homework from? Ask you personal questions regarding
True.
sexuality. Tells you not to be too clingy. I love women. On nem, Mega Shadower. On nem. I couldn't agree with you more, brother. I laugh and turn away, ready to head back to my house. Suddenly, I hear I want to say large, but I hear a loud cough coming from a direction. For some reason, I don't know. I've been sitting here for a while reading. Reading is hard. Turning back around. No, go ahead, Xavier.
You know, for me, I don't know if it's just because I've seen like the beginning of this project so many fucking times, but I honestly feel like the beginning is the slowest, most drawn out part of the whole fucking thing.
This is my cat.
I do agree.
This
It might be because I've seen it multiple
This is
times.
my cat.
Yeah. Oh.
This is my cat.
If you see
okay, thanks.
If you've seen it multiple times, it does it can get grating. The problem is though, like with any story, there's a lot of things that have to get set up in order for the plot to kick off. But the thing is, like the story like picks up steam after this scene.
No, I know it's like building up, world building, stuff like that. But honestly, I think compared to the pacing of like everything that comes afterwards, I think that the beginning is probably the weakest part of the whole story. Not even gonna lie.
I mean, which is fine. Because typically you want the middle and the end to be better than the beginning. But that's also why there's so much that happens at the beginning, like the introductions, the character intros, the new music.
Yeah, like honestly, it's up until this scene right here, like the end of this scene right here, that it completely flips into like picking up steam all the way through the first sex scene. Like once you hit the first sex scene, like it has a lull, which is around this moment, and then it like starts really picking up, and it does not stop.
Well, it also helps that there's probably like a month not like a month, but like at least a 2 to 3 week time skip between this scene and between this scene and the next scene. So a lot of stuff happens as well in that time frame.
Yeah, because I've noticed that this part is just like the biggest like lull.
It probably also doesn't help that the only thing that you have in the background is like ambient noise too.
Have a headache.
Yeah,
it also doesn't help that there's like no sound.
I mean, there's going to be like hooks, and I think that's important. But I feel like when reading a book, you have to get through like a certain amount of pages and story to set that up, and it's never going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. But it sets up for an amazing middle, an amazing ending, and it just becomes worth it. Like I read a lot of books that are very similar to that, and they have some of the best stories, but you have to kind of have that foundation. And the foundation may not be the most entertaining thing, but it makes it so worth it in the end.
Well, it's just like when you're watching a new show, you give it 3 episodes. Just like the anime rule, the 3 episodes to get going, and if it doesn't get going by then, you might as well drop it.
But then what if a show takes longer than 3 episodes to
what if it is?
Yeah, it's like what if it's like One Piece, and it's just like, oh, once you get to episode 800, that's when it really gets good. So you just gotta get through those first 800 episodes, guys. It's not that big of a deal. You just
except Corpse Party, that's 4 episodes, and anime's fucking trash.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
So, you know, Natsuki, you were never this touchy before. Just give me the damn hug, you loser. If you insist. I approach her and wrap my arms around her, pulling her into me. Jay, yeah, call me Nat. It's shorter. Fitting. Instead of the expected punch to the gut, I receive a cute giggle. She pulls away from the hug, and with a small wave, she finally heads back into her home. Her house. Am I stupid for thinking that there may be more to this conversation than she's letting on? I don't want to make any assumptions and make a fool of myself, but I can't help seeing an awkward trend forming. Oh well, that's a problem for future me to handle. I trust future me. He'll probably make sure everything's okay.
Doki Doki Triple Trouble.
So some people may be wondering, Who was that voice? Well, first off, those like to go over like that little like transition you saw there. I got the idea of doing that from watching someone play through Euphoria. Because I noticed that in traditional visual novels, they have segments where they would cut away to like a transition screen and they would say the name of the visual novel. So I thought that, this would be interesting. Why don't I try doing the same idea? That would be an interesting feel that not many people have done before. And I got the inspiration from, like, for the title cards themselves by seeing some concept artwork that was being worked on from, like, the early stages of development by some of the other people that originally were part of the project helping us. And I decided to take that inspiration and shape it into something that could end up into the final product, which it did. So I thought that was pretty neat. And the voice itself comes from a certain individual who, yes, that was Dash's voice. you all could thank Dash for the Doki Doki Triple Trouble, which is funny because I got that forever ago, probably like a couple years ago at this point. And it's just been a mainstay of the mod ever since then. But yes, this was a Dash cameo. Because Dash was also a part of the project at the beginning, so fun fact. The clacking of the glassware steals my focus as I try my hardest to be careful with the overly delicate lab equipment. It's my first day as the chemistry teacher's assistant, which is true. This is true. So, it's my best interest not to screw up. It's mostly menial work, but if it helps prop up my resume, I'll take it. A gasp echoes through the quiet classroom, somehow making its way to my end of the room. Before I can figure out the source, a pink blur charges at me at full force. I immediately move away from the glassware. She puts my hands out and I put my hands out in an attempt to stop the raging bull. Thankfully, she comes to a steady stop, reducing any risk of unwanted physical damage. Although it seems mental and emotional damage are still on the table. What are you doing here, you idiot? This is normal chem, not advanced chem. I'm actually interning for Mr. White during my study hall. Are you in this class? So, fun fact about this. In the demo, you would have noticed that, well, there are a couple differences in the scene, actually. So, in the demo, you would notice a different background and a different name for the teacher. The background of the demo was an actual chemistry classroom from my old high school that we then replaced with this background. The name for the chemistry teacher was an actual person who taught chemistry. Wasn't my chemistry teacher though. It was someone else's chemistry teacher. But at the end we decided to change that name which was part of the revisions. So we ended up going with the most famous chemistry teacher in the entire world, Mr. White. Dude, yes. Also, I will say another fun fact about being an intern being the intern, the chemistry intern. I remember the chemistry teacher showing us how to make meth. He did he got to show us the actual chemical formula and structure for meth, so that was pretty neat. Was his first name Walter? I'll let you be the judge of that, Derpy. This class is about to be so much more fun. Nat leaps at me, her grip like a vice. I smile awkwardly, hoping not too much attention is drawn to me. However, I notice something off in the distance. And this guy. When we came up with Carl, we wanted Carl to be one of the most obnoxious pieces of shit imaginable. Down from his design to the way he spoke. And I think we were very successful in that goal of making Carl one of the most obnoxious assholes imaginable. Because, yes, just like in real life, he was very annoying. Though he was not as loud. He was very quiet. He also did not look like this in real life. This is part of those artistic liberties we decided to take. I feel a stab of stringent eyes staring daggers at me, coming from a boy with unwieldy hair. Carl has a very angular chin. He's mogging, bro. He's mogging. He's looks maxing. Nat, class is gonna start. Come over here. He's mewing. Yeah, he's mewing. Hence, Carl, bottom of the barrel. We even wanted his splash card to be as obnoxious as imaginable. He's mewing since 2017. Yes. Don't be such a buzzkill, Carl. I ain't a buzzkill. I'm like super hype. Neski lets go of me. With a shrug of her shoulders, she makes her way to her desk. Which is right next to this Carl guy. Are you ignoring the VC talking? I didn't know anyone was in the VC talking. I can't hear anything. Hold on. In which case, let me leave and come back then. Because I can't hear shit.
Literally never go.
Alright,
He's back. He's back.
Alright, there we go. I can hear you.
Yeah, I contacted you in DMs here and on the YouTube chat.
Okay,
you just
well,
fucking ignoring us.
Okay, well, I wasn't gonna see the DMs because I don't get notifications when I'm streaming. But
comment.
So what were you guys saying? What were you guys saying while I was gone?
We're trying to have fucking conversations.
I was talking about the Jimmy Neutron call.
Honestly, Jay, I like how you put on the
Can't get
splash.
this man off my screen because this man looks like a rejected straight from Dragon Ball Z that got scrapped in development because he looked so ugly.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
Chichi wants his ass.
Also,
And I told him to cover the screen, and then I gave him an example of how to do it.
Zero, you were talking. Tell me, what were you saying? Because you got cut off.
I like how you made his splash screen a bunch of toxic barrels just to emphasize how toxic of a person he is.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I wanted to say during the whole Mr. White thing that too, the whole thing with Mr. White is one, it was the obvious joke because like
I lose.
It was the obvious joke that Mr. White is the chemistry teacher. There's that. Plus the whole thing with meth, like Jay said, but also that we did it first by putting Mr. White in there, even though like DDLC fans have this weird obsession with Breaking Bad. We had it there just as a nod because we had to replace the teacher's name. We had it first, and then during development, Branching Pats went and had a whole fucking Walter White fucking character as a teacher for no fucking reason, and we're like, wow, this joke's unfunny now, but we never felt like changing it.
Yeah, some people just
Like stealing ideas, bro.
And it's not just stealing ideas, but some people just think they're funny when they're not funny. That's just the sad fact of the matter. I mean, it's still funny, but yeah.
No, it's that Walter White was a whole ass fucking character in Branching Pats for no fucking reason.
I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only.
Hmm.
Raven the Redwoods.
Okay.
It was a great map.
I don't think
even
DDLC like Breaking Bad, and I don't think DDLC like Breaking Bad in particular is just so popular as a meme. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like
half of it's not even funny.
White.
Like people in the DDLC community love memes. They just do, to the point where they will overplay a meme.
Except school shooter memes.
Apparently, yeah.
My husband was like, yo.
No, I think they love using memes as memes and not really because it's funny or it's a meme because it's funny.
Remember the one meme that said, "My name is Skylar White, yo." What's the what, yo?
Oh, the Skylar White rap.
That's funny. Compared with the fire boom, and the guy going like,
no, him. Some memes are. Sorry.
He told me everything.
All right. Well, now I'm glad
Okay.
we're caught up now. I feel bad. I don't even know how it happened, but.
Mr. Carl, go fuck yourself.
I awkwardly try my best to wave at him, but he seems unimpressed. All right, class. We're about to start, so take your seat. Jay, I need you to sort out the bottles in the stock room. Already on it, sir. Already on it, sir. What a tool, right, Nat? The spiky-haired brat lets out a hyena-like cackle, attracting the ire of me and Mr. White. Nat doesn't seem all that amused, her only contribution to the exchange being a cocked eyebrow. I return to my assigned work. Whatever that was, it isn't really worth my time. So
2 Glock candy.
So fun fact about the stock group scene for this, there actually was supposed to be at least one, if not 2 scenes of the stock room itself, where Natsuki would sneak into the stock room and spend some one-on-one time with MC in there. Because the stock room is a fairly big place where MC spends a lot of time back there just working, just cleaning bottles and putting bottles where they're supposed to be. So there were supposed to be some scenes that took place there, but we decided to scrap those because 1, it would have affected the pacing, and then 2, you already got more than enough action in the story anyway.
No. I got one more.
But just so you know, that's what happened. But just so you know, that was there at one point. You could see it in the first draft of Triple Trouble. If you go look at the first draft, then you could see what could have been there in the first place.
I know somebody's name.
After what feels like an eternity, I finished rearranging the contents of the stock room. Yet something feels wrong. Mr. White will figure it out in his own time, since the class is wrapping up anyhow. Hey, dummy, come over here. Walking over to her while stretching out my locked up muscles, I start up one of our many bantery exchanges. Dude, you could just call me by my name. Whatever you say, senpai. That's still not my name, and I'm pretty sure I hate being called senpai. Sounds like a whole lot of not my problem. I try to find the perfect retort, but nothing comes out. Natsuki giggles mischievously while I sigh in defeat. Gotcha. What do you want, Nat? Well, Mr. Sass, I want you to try these. She opens her bag to pull a container of 5 yellow cake-like squares with a large pile of confectioner sugar on top. This is also true to life. This did happen, but another reason why I found this interesting is because everyone...
You're the one time. You can talk.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, one of the reasons why I also wanted to add this into the story itself is, in addition to being true to life, everyone acts like Natsuki can only bake cupcakes. Just because she did it for the club, everyone only allows Natsuki to bake cupcakes. She's a baker. She likes to bake. You can bake more things than just cupcakes, people. Allow Natsuki to experiment with other forms of baked goods. Please, for the sake of your story.
Can I?
I gotta ask.
Talk with me.
Have you ever tried lemon cakes?
I have.
I said yes. This was true to life.
I was on another fucking planet. I was like, oh
Well,
my gosh, you made beignets because they look.
I mean, well, look, you could blame that to the artist's interpretation of a lemon square.
Want to say now?
Go ahead, John. I'll let you speak.
So you're right. One time I went to the store with my family. I saw a lemon cake and I immediately bought it. Well, got it and then put it in the buggy and then went to go check out. When I get home, I ate it and it tastes like melted butter with bacon on top of it.
So you didn't.
In other words, perfect.
Oh, it was perfect. Ah, okay.
It tastes like melted butter on top of potato, which had a lot of stuff inside of it, like chopped butter, not butter, but bacon, seasonings, and something else. I don't know. Much cheese, yeah. So like all like that, but it condensed into a sweet, chocolatey bread-like form.
Some people can't handle lemon based goods. I know someone. I know someone personally, and I bully him for it relentlessly. But
No.
But
I ate a whole
at least you could appreciate it. Nesky
Nah,
has some
Jay.
Nesky has some tomboy vibes. Interesting.
Jay. I ate a whole lemon. I ate a whole lemon once.
You must have hated yourself.
In the
Anyway.
peel?
Lemon.
Alright, bye Zero. What are those?
No, Zero.
That's like how a person who's never eaten a lemon would eat a lemon.
No, Zero. We lost Soldier.
These are lemon squares. There's a new recipe I want to try out. Tell me what you think. Silly Nat. Lemons aren't squares. Silly Nat.
Silly Nat. Lemons are for kids.
I hate this part.
Just eat the damn cakes, you idiot. Ever since she made those cupcakes on my first day of the club, I've been a firm believer in the fact that Natsuki is a world-class chef/baker, if there is a difference, which I'm convinced there isn't. I took a lemon square out of the container, looking for the best angle to take a bite. This was purely done just to be a reference to base game. Natsuki stares at me intently, making it very clear she's waiting for my reaction. I take a bite out of the corner of the lemon square. Whoa.
Shove it all in your mouth.
The texture is like biting into a soft, fluffy pillow. Every bite is bursting with a sweet and citrusy sensation, tickling the inside of my mouth. It's almost like I could feel the lemons and sugar dancing on my tongue. Why did you choose lemons? I told you because in real life, around this time, I was given lemon squares. Like, she made lemon squares and allowed me to try some. They were good. I remember that vividly. So I was like, okay. I'll keep this in. And also I said that Natsuki likes to bake, so she should be allowed to bake more things than just cupcakes. So there were two reasons why. Brenner, you were saying?
Oh shit.
Nothing. No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. The confectioner sugar powdered on top really ties everything together. These taste incredible, Nat. Was there any doubt? And Brenner, you would like this. When I wrote this line, I was thinking about
Alfred.
Yes, I was thinking. Yes, I was thinking of Alfred.
Any doubt? There was the Joker's behind this. Was there ever any doubt?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of when I wrote this line. So I knew you'd.
I love it.
Nat lets out a bell laugh like a cruel conqueror taking back her land. Fun fact: this line was actually, this line was written differently originally, but we thought it would be a little too problematic to be let to the public eye, so we had to do some revisions.
Don't you see now?
However, when she notices the wide, genuine smile I'm giving her, her hearty laughter slowly transforms into a cutesy giggle.
Why do you still
But
fight?
John? John?
Voices. I mean, I keep telling this dude we're all trying to be courteous, but apparently.
Just like the Jeff Dunham skit is just.
But thanks, Jay. Now that they've passed your lowly taste test, these cakes can move on to better mouths. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Man, still streaming. I'm probably gonna end the stream off soon. Adam, I've been streaming for like 3 hours now, and I'm starting to get tired of
where you wanting to get to the end of the scene?
I just want to get to at least when Dirty Sanchez starts playing, because I at least want to I at least want to give you a chance to talk about it. Because I do love it. I do love
we'll talk about what? Talk about what? The name, the song.
Well, maybe not the name, but like your inspirations, like making the songs, like some of the samples you took.
I was wondering if you guys actually end up finishing, but then I'm like, oh, you guys are still in the beginning. I was like, oh, that's good.
We were not. I did not intend to finish this entire thing in one sitting. I'm not a madman, and plus, nobody's gonna sit here for that long. I'm not gonna torture people like that. Thanks for
that's the difference.
We're having so much fun.
I would
So many
torture
cats in the
people
chat.
for that long.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. So as you can see, that was a dig at MC because Nesky's like, yeah, now that I got through you, I could get to the people I really want to get to. And MC's like, damn, that's crazy. So
I do like the realism of it though, because usually when you're going through baking, like my family loves to cook, you usually have to make multiple trial runs and test them out on people that you don't like, not for the big event, people that just aren't going to ruin your social standing before you serve them at like a party or an event. I thought it was very realistic. I wanted to give props to that.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Also normal, you're crazy. You're like, I'll donate another 100 for you to keep streaming. I was like, well, guys, gonna keep streaming because you can thank normal because we're gonna keep streaming.
Yo, you got that PayPal account? You got that PayPal open? All right, good. We keep going. We keep going.
I'm interested to ask, since this mod is based on things that happened to you, is the school play based on the IRL event? The play itself, no, but I was in theater. So yes, there was a school play that happened at in the school year. It was not that school play.
Why do you keep saying it as theater?
So I'm
really
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying theater. Okay, theater.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie
there
theater.
was no play that ended with two cast members just completely getting it on in front of the entire cast and crew. That's just
No. Okay, so the thing is, right, is that I know this will be. We could bring it back up later on a different stream, but basically the play scene.
Right now.
The play scene came out of it came out of a goal of not only having the play scene actually be brought to real life, because the thing is that we were mostly going to like glaze over the fact that it was happening in the background and not actually include it, but then we were like, fuck it, let's include it. So that was one thing. Two, the second thing is that after all the controversies and whatnot, we know specifically there's a lot of people that are going to try to take the piss out of DDTT to get under our skin. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it ourselves. DDTT bridge. And three, the thing is that we always wanted to do DDTT bridge even before the fucking mod started being coded. So it was like, okay, cool, this is our chance to do it anyway. So fuck it, let's do it.
And four, the inspiration behind it was to serve as a way to
a connective bridge,
to a connective bridge, and to summarize the plots, to summarize the entire story before you get to the end. Just like, because it was a long story, you play it through like multiple sessions, unless you're some people like Frosted who speed read it and get it done in 2 hours. You may not remember everything, so that's what the play was there for. And the inspiration for that, at least for me, was the second to last episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Ember Island Players, which did just that. So I wanted to do that same exact thing in Triple Trouble.
But like it's a thing that's done very often in it's a thing that's done very often in other mediums. So like Unusual Suspects, when spoilers, the Unusual Suspects, if you haven't seen it, when Kevin Spacey is shown to be the villain, whatnot, that they're trying to figure out like the whole time, it basically does a flashback to all of the events in the movie before it reveals the final bit. So it's kind of like it's basically the inclusion of just all the events summarized before it does like the big ending, you know, the falling action. So
it's like in Batman Arkham City, right before they revealed that the bad Joker. That's like when you see all the flashbacks.
Yeah, it's essentially.
Oh shit! The feedback. I swear, bro.
Feedback. Where is it coming from? It can't.
It's John's thing.
Right.
Again, it's come back.
Is there any part of your mod based in real life? No comment. Next question.
No, not a single thing. Not a single.
No comment. Next question.
All of it's fake. It's all fictitious.
May I have another one?
It's a bridge.
Since I'm such a generous goddess, yes, you Suddenly, that Carl guy bursts out of his chair and zigzags his way through the maze of deaths. Now, here comes probably one of the best tracks in the story.
I like how it tells you the loop point.
Yeah, just so you know, gotta let the people.
Yeah, it tells you the loop point just so you know behind the scenes the second it comes in. So here's the thing, because Jay wanted me to elaborate on this track for some fucking reason. Okay, so
I'm sorry I want to give you a chance to talk about your work. Jeez.
Okay. So basically, the thing is why this song itself is very different from the rest of the soundtrack if you listen to it in whole, and it, of course, as you can tell, it has the Latin vibe. Back when we were doing the demo, I wanted to take a lot of inspirations from like Caribbean and a lot of cumbia music because of the region that Jay lives, and also because it would have a flair of the music of the mid-2000s when a lot of Spanish influence was getting seen in like pop music and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to do a lot of Spanish music, and also because the actual real life counterpart to Carl was Hispanic, so it kind of all fit together.
Yes.
Then
together now.
Yeah, then the Muhammad Ali voice sample was literally because Carl was the best, he's the shit. So of course it like boosts his ego, so it just all fit. If you didn't notice, when the second chorus comes in, it does the Carlos, that's literally from the Magic School Bus, so another like mid-2000s connective tissue of reference. So it all blends together for that mid-2000s feel, even though it sounds nothing like it, you know? Yeah, that right there.
So you live in the Caribbean too?
No, he doesn't.
I don't live in the Caribbean. My family is from there though. So there is that.
Yeah, but basically it was to give a different sound to the soundtrack that you just would not hear anywhere else in any other mod. So, because when was the last time you heard like a flamenco fucking like this Spanish guitar in a fucking DDLC mod? I'll wait.
Well, will you wait for us to make a new one?
No.
Will you wait for us to make a mod that has it?
It's like, do we have a time limit? If we put it on the new DDMC, can you just accept it as an answer?
We could.
Give us 2 to 3 years.
I mean, overall, though, like this track is just really great because one, this serves as Carl's theme, and Xavier already explained to you everything that went into it.
Oh yeah, my bad. DerpyPatches corrected me in general chat. It was Mike Tyson, not Muhammad Ali. I was looking at both of those samples at the same time, trying to see if there was something good.
Okay. Right.
I mean, how could I mistake that famous lisp for anything other than Mike Tyson?
Exactly. I did promise you one. I hide my disappointment to see Carl snatch a lemon square out of the container. Nah, who is this guy? His name's Carl, and I'm the coolest guy you'll ever meet. Feel free to feel insecure.
Okay, Jay, you tell them the inside joke.
Oh, shit. But the number 4 shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when Carl's design was first made, right? And Xavier saw it for the first time. Xavier was like, "Yo, why does he look like number 4 from the Dragon Ball episode?" and then he pulled up the GIF from. He pulled up an image from the Dragon Ball from the K&D episode 2, and I was like, "Damn, you right."
Yeah. So if you ever seen the Purple Monkeys or Rainbow Monkeys, the fucking Dragon Ball Z parody where number 4 has to be the kids film down the lane with the Dragon Ball Z reference, and he goes on in his entire fucking like Super Saiyan arc. Carl looked just like number 4. It's the dumbest shit ever.
We have Goku at home.
We have Goku at home.
I'm sure someone will be inspired by DDTT and make a Yuri focused mod with good writing as well. No, we could only hope. We could only hope. I mean, I know there's some people who were inspired by Triple Trouble already and are trying to do their own work based off of Triple Trouble, but if Triple Trouble can help inspire other people to make unique and different projects that raise the standard of DDLC modding as a whole, or just storytelling as a whole in general, then I'm for that. We need more unique ideas. We need more creativity in the space. There's just not enough of it, in my opinion. Weird that I never heard of you.
Well, maybe next time. You should listen when she mentions me, since I'm her best friend.
You're not anyone's best friend, Carl.
Don't be such a soon, man.
Don't call me that.
You know you like it.
Which I remember when I played this with the real life Natsuki. She was like, "Oh my god, he said this to me." I was like, "Good to know I know my characters well."
She's not a tsundere, she actually hates them.
It was nice meeting you, Carl.
Of course it is. I'm me.
Of course, I'm me.
Hey, let's be real, it was nice to meet you, but it's even better to meet me. My mind starts to wonder how durable his face is. The fact that I had so many people come up like in different comments were like, I wanted to punch Carl, like deck him. I'm like, good! That's exactly what I wanted you to feel. He deserves it. We're kind of in the middle of something right now, Carl, so...
Yeah, I got you. Well then, catch you later, Nat.
Sure.
Get better haircut, you loser.
Carl bites into the lemon square and exits the classroom, making sure to flash Natsuki a grin on his way out.
Okay, Jay, who's your most hated DDTT character?
That's a good question. Because I don't really hate any of them, because I know what they do and I know what they're for. I guess if I had to hate somebody, it would have to be probably Carl. Because really, there really is nothing to like about Carl.
Yeah.
At least Monica gets... You can say you hate Monica, but Monica gets redeemed. Monica gets redeemed at the end.
And Kaz actually becomes a cool person later on.
It's really hard to hate Kazia, though. That's another thing. The only character that has no redeeming qualities at all... You could argue Natsuki doesn't either, but the only character that has no redeeming qualities, a character who's just been an asshole from the beginning, the middle, and the end, is Carl. So I guess if I had to pick a character that I'd say I would hate the most, it would be Carl. I started twirling my dreads, wondering if there's anything wrong with them. Here's the second breadcrumb to show you that things with the MC are a little different this time around. Don't listen to him. He's a bit of a douche. And he's your friend? Is that a problem? Kind of?
Yes.
I know Carl's a little shit, but he's still a good guy. Now, this is also setting up another red flag. Because you obviously, Carl is this annoying piece of shit that you want to deck. And Natsuki's like, it'll be fine.
He's a good guy, though.
He's not a bad guy. Yeah, and then you're like,
He hasn't murdered anyone, so I mean, like...
Yeah, because he hasn't killed anybody, so he's probably a good guy, most likely. So at that point, you're left to be like, things are a little weird here. How weird? Well, you're gonna find out as the story progresses, so... I'll take your word for it. She shrugs off my judgmental glare and takes out a lemon square from her container. And the last one are for me. Didn't you make some for Kazia? Of course I did, dummy. He's the first one who got a taste of this cake. Double entendre. You didn't think I wouldn't give my boyfriend any, did you? I suppose you're right. No, I was expecting Carl to get decked in the jaw, not gonna lie. Well, see, it would have been... See, we could have done that. We could have done that. But...
He didn't want to give you the satisfaction.
Well, it's not that we didn't want to get the satisfaction. It's just that it wouldn't, like, the only thing it would have done would have been like, yeah, but other than that, it wouldn't have like done anything really. And this line too was another line that I liked writing here, because this was a good way of showing the tensions between Natsuki and the rest of the club were starting to strengthen, and there's a divide starting to be formed here, because usually Natsuki would be more than willing to share her baking with her friends. But notice who she's prioritizing as her friends now. She's prioritizing Kazia, Carl, and MC as her friends. She's not prioritizing Sayori and Monica as her friends anymore. And this was a way of showing all of that and implying a lot more with just one sentence and a couple of eye glances. Knowing what you know about the character and knowing just what you're seeing right here. So, which is something that the astute readers would be able to pick up on, but some people who may not have realized that, then this is my way of explaining it here as it is now. Right. I pick up my far too heavy bag and get ready to leave the class. And Brenner loves this part because this is where he said MC should got hit in the face with the purse.
Yeah.
Suddenly I feel a light purse. I'm hit with a light purse to the face, startling me for a moment.
I thought it was like foreshadowing. Like I thought like the reason that we were talking, like the mod talked so much about the purse to show up, like that Monica was of course being so mean to him, that it would come back later. Like the purse would be a signature, like note that this is Monica that we're talking about before it's revealed. I was wrong, but it was a hilarious thought.
I mean, it is a funny thought when you bring it up. I guess I can see why you would think that, like Chekhov's handgun and everything. But I mean, as you've noticed, the handbag thing wasn't brought up ever again in the story. That was just something to help set up the character tensions between, like the tension between MC and Monica as like as a character dynamic. So
yeah.
Who does she think she is, making me carry her stuff? Well, I mean, it's not too heavy, so. And I'm gonna call it a stream. I'm gonna call it the stream here, actually. Though what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change screens real quick, just to make sure nothing untoward happens when I hit save.
What is the thing on the quarter mean again? The 22.
How many times you watch the mod? Or how many times you enter Natsuki, quote unquote.
Was it really 22?
Well,
entered the Natsuki.
Well, for me in this case, but remember, it wouldn't be 22 because I had to remove my
222.
I had to remove my persistent data multiple times to test different things. So if we were totally keeping track, I would have probably launched the mod like almost like close to like 300, 400 times now. Will Triple Trouble ever get picked up again in the future, like another part? People have been asking. People have started asking for like a sequel or a spin-off to things like that, and there were talks of doing a sequel or a prequel to Triple Trouble at one point.
Is it over yet?
Just give it a moment.
And honestly, to answer that question, as of right now, I do not anticipate making a sequel or like a prequel or anything to Triple Trouble, because anything that would be done, it would be well written, yes, but it won't be as like sensational and it won't be as fantastic as the story of Triple Trouble is. So it would be a harder sell for people to get behind, because a lot of the things that would have roped them into Triple Trouble, made them love the story, love the characters and everything, there would be less of that present in a sequel, for instance, because like Monica would be gone. She's graduated from school. Sayori would be gone. MC would be gone. He's living his own life right now in university, talking to Kiki or whatever other girls he happens to talk to. Kiki, Yuri, and whoever else he's talking to, right? You're just left with Natsuki and like the falling out of her bad life decisions. Now, would you know what happened to Natsuki after the fact? Probably, but still. As is right now, we just don't think it'd be worth it to try to explore that. Triple Trouble as Triple Trouble stands very solidly as its own like standalone project, its own standalone idea, and I think that's how it's going to stay for the near future.
I was gonna ask that too. Whatever happened to Natsuki?
What happened to Natsuki? Well,
Wait, you're glitching. Hold up.
Oh, I'm glitching out. Okay.
Yeah, you're. What were you saying? Sorry.
Okay, what I was saying was, what happened to Natsuki? We don't really explain that well, and I understand that, but from what I could believe, well, if we were to go to a sequel after the fact, Natsuki basically goes. She basically goes into a depression for a while. She kind of just recluse, like she becomes a recluse and like keeps to herself. She starts putting on a bit of weight.
Don't worry about that in the background of his mic.
You hear that? That's my sister. Yeah, don't worry about that.
His sister's locked up in the basement. Don't worry.
No, my sister's just having a fit right now. Don't mind her. Anyway.
Why?
I said, like, don't worry about it. Anyway,
yeah. Well, listen to the screams in the background. It's just my hostage. Just stop asking questions. I don't want to have to kill you, motherfucker.
You have a hostage?
I like you guys.
Hey, yo.
I told you not to ask questions. Just shut up.
I'm trying to remember what my train of thought was because I got interrupted. But
you were talking about like what would happen if Natsu like the after.
Okay. What happened to her? Well, it's funny too because the ending of Triple Trouble is a little different than the ending in real life. So, but in the case of Triple Trouble, Natsuki kind of just retreats into herself because she's really broken up over the fact that everyone left her, pretty much. And since she has a crippling fear of abandonment, she created the reality she was the most terrified of. So now the only thing she can do is keep to herself for a while and actually think about what happened to her. And if I was going to do a sequel, it would be about exploring that and what happened to Natsuki after the fact and the consequences that came with her. So I hope that answers your question about like what would happen to Natsuki after
it does actually,
Triple Trouble. So yeah, there you go.
Did she get an OnlyFans?
Did she get an OnlyFans?
I feel like my question would be, in your perspective as the author, do you ever think that with time that she'll actually have a good chance of becoming a better person, that to be able to overcome some of that, or do you think that she will continue to be in this cycle for decades to come?
Fuck.
That's why when Jay and I were talking about like possible routes for like a sequel, if there ever was one, which most likely will never happen. The thing is that people want like a Yuri story because they want MC in college hooking up with Yuri. You get to see the Yuri sex CGs, all that shit, like the good feel endings for MC and how his life progresses. The thing is that in actuality, what would make for the best story was a kind of like a pseudo redemption arc of Natsuki by like going into her POV after the romance and like how she develops as a character and whether she truly changes after the fact. With MC being gone, that would have been where the sequel would have been taken.
They can't speak for no reason. That's crazy. Can't even sing.
He pulls like a Jesse from the end of Breaking Bad, just drives off.
Dies cancer.
Yeah, but that's what
She's just laying in her bed and like the camera zooms out and the music fades in the background. The cops break down the door.
But yeah, if we were
arrive in 15 minutes.
if we were gonna take the mod in the direction that would have been what we would have done. But like I said, but because we would have done that, the sequel would not have felt as satisfying as the original Triple Trouble would have been. And frankly, it would have been difficult to live up to the expectations and the standards that Triple Trouble created. So we're gonna quit while we're ahead.
Into
Imagine if there
DDT.
was a sequel and it started off with Natsuki just laying in bed and then the police break in and arrest her for her indecent exposure that she
Oh,
did.
what?
during
She lives in like
filming.
Saudi Arabia or some shit.
Like because she like flashed everyone outside the neighborhood when she was in the car for homecoming. It took Miss Bucky forever, but the cops finally are getting her for indecent
Oh, that was
exposure.
one of my favorite parts.
No, it's like that one scene from Hereditary where he hits the fucking stop sign.
Yes.
Yeah, but thing is that if a sequel were to come out, it would have been a much more mature and dour story where it would have been completely lacking in the comedy department, which DDTT is a rom-com, so it would have been a complete tonal shift. People would not have clicked with it as much.
You can't make me.
I think it's actually good because DD by itself is like really good. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Just
want
by itself, no sequel and stuff like that.
and we wanted to stay that way pretty much. So, but hey, like we said earlier, that if you like Triple Trouble and you like if you like the work that we've done, then like I said, be sure to stay tuned because I know I have more projects that I'm working on. Xavier has more projects he's working on, and we have projects that we're working on together. So if you like our creative abilities and our creative stylings, then we have other things in the works. Just be sure to stick around.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm totally
Well, I
listening.
play Xavier's mods and I liked all of them.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, most of the Savage
Xavier,
currently
Xavier,
Eco
Xavier.
Death, I actually loved it. Sorry.
Xavier,
What?
I have a mod day for you.
Okay, what is it? Let me hear it.
Okay, so I have this idea where everyone is stuck in purgatory, like in Mall of the Dead, but like they're in the clubhouse. Well, not the club room, the drink club, because they're stuck in there because they have done very bad things in their lives, and they have to survive until they can get out of the purgatory or just they could just die.
There's
Because
some
there's like two different endings. One is a good ending where they escape the purgatory and just live their lives as normal.
So you told me you want Mob of the Dead, but DDLC.
Kinda.
No.
No.
That also sounds like
I would.
I said kinda because
If you want a mod like that, I just recommend playing Ego Death.
no, oh my
I guess like it's something like that. I guess.
Can I play the difference? Man,
Yes, it was Savage that actually
Can I
encouraged me to play Eco Death.
I've been having this mod idea thrown around before, but what it is if you guys know the movie Ted.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't
Right.
stand the fucking
So,
Okay.
but basically, so it would
Can
be
I
Ted by DDLC with Saywori and Mr. Kel.
chaos. Chaos. But can I
Sayori
play the
Am I the only one who just heard Markiplier come out of Frosty?
Yeah, he's using a voice changer.
It sounded
Can I please
exactly like Markiplier. I was
explain
like,
the difference?
Hold on. Let's hear John out. Let's hear John out.
My mod idea was
Can I
just a
please?
shitpost.
Hold on. Let's hear John out. John, what you want?
John, you can
Can I please explain the differences?
Yes, explain the differences.
Okay. The differences are Monica will no longer have the console in her grasp because she's also stuck in the purgatory with the others, and the mod name could be called I forgot the name already, but I'll get back to it in a bit. But the other differences is they can if they survive long enough, the rest of the school will be open up to them, so they could survive longer, and possibly get the good ending because it could be like a multiple choice type of deal. So we choose one choice, it could lead to other multiple choices. Like it can lead you to the step of the correct path. But if you choose wrong, you get to
Take your time.
I understand. I
the wrong
understand what
path
you're
was
saying.
a bad ending. Well, the good ending is where they all escape the purgatory and end up in the closet. Well, not the closet, but they get stuck. Well,
Okay, well,
okay.
okay, John. Tell you what. I want you to take some time to gather your thoughts so you can explain them properly. And while I'm doing that,
Okay.
I'm going to give some final words before I end all the stream, so we can keep talking about this afterwards.
Also, John, you can type all your thoughts in the C general chat.
No, I can talk. I can talk about it. I can talk. I can talk.
Okay, well, let Jay do his thing. Let Jay do his intro.
So again, I would like to thank you all for being part of the stream. I'm not sure when I'm going to be coming back with the next parts, but when I do, I'll let you all know. And I do want to keep the community engagement going. Whenever we do these, I will be hosting them in the DDMC server just to help foster community growth. And since that was the mod that helped launch everything here, we figured it would be the best place to do this. So if you wanted to take part in them in the future, the link to the DDMC Discord server would be in the description of the live stream, and also pinned to the live chat, as well as into the comment section of the restream. Also, be sure to check out the website ddmc.site if you want to play the mod for yourself and you haven't already, which I don't even know what you're doing here if you haven't played it yet. But go to ddmc.site to be sure, and if you want to play the mod yourself or play any of the other mods that are there, the list of the repository of mods will be growing each and every day or whenever we can. So, but there'll definitely be a good list of mods for you to check out as well. So thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We appreciate you all. And if you want to keep supporting the channel, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, consider some of the other things I have going on, like my Patreon, which is in the description, and the channel member feature, which I recently just got. So you can be sure to check that out too. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys. Thank you guys for here. I'd like to thank everybody in Discord call for being here with me and asking their questions in earnest. I really do appreciate that in community feedback. So with that being said, I will see all of you beautiful Sons of Guns again